our 96-game schedule. The Ballers just a half game out of a playoff spot after last night's 5-2 loss. They twice brought the tying run to the plate in the last two innings, in the 8th and the 9th. Just not enough to complete the comeback on a Thursday evening. The Ballers will go tonight with the right-hander Brody Iglite, who had to exit the game on Tuesday due to a back injury. Thankfully, he is okay, and he will start tonight. It's the fourth game of our series. The Ballers won the first two, dropped the game yesterday. They are 18-9 on the year. The Glacier Range Riders at 11-16, and Nevada 3 games into this series, and overall 9 games into the season series with Glacier. It's pretty surprising how dominant Oakland has been. The 2 losses coming against the same pitcher, Luke Schaefer, but all games have been really close.
Yep. This Glacier team is a lot better than their 11-16 record. Glacier led by Todd Pratt in their first year. TJ Clarkson, the right fielder, leads off tonight. Logan Beard, the second baseman, bats second. Xavier Casarella, the first baseman, bats third. Kenny Lavari, DH, cleans up. Kingston Liniak, center fielder, hits fifth. Jack Lynch, third baseman, bats sixth. Gabe Howells, the shortstop, hitting seventh. Kyle Ashworth, left fielder, hits eighth. And Angel Mendoza, the catcher, bats ninth. Rain Supple is their starter today to be opposed by Iglite.
Ballers running out on the field as we speak. Iglite about to join them on the field as well. We do have a color guard here on public transportation night. The presentation of the colors being brought out by the BART Police Color Guard before the singing of the national anthem. So the colors will now be brought out by those two gentlemen. It's so good to have you with us on this Friday evening. Ballers in the midst of this really tight playoff race. It just seems like they cannot give up any ground really for the final 20 games of this stretch. We will now send it down to the field where we do have a representative from AC Transit. It's going to be Tanisha Clardy, who will have tonight's performance of the Star Spangled Banner.
Tonight's national anthem will be performed by one of AC Transit's very own. Please welcome.
Let's send it down to Tanisha.
Member of our transit family.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well done, Tanisha Clardy. A Star-Spangled Banner belted. And now we will wait for the colors to leave the field before we start the fourth game of this series. You had the lineup from Nevada. Now, the pitcher tonight for Oakland will be the right-hander Brody Aglite. 6 appearances, 1 game start, a 1-0 record, a 2.40 ERA, which jumped up to 2.40, I might add, after he allowed a run on no innings pitched, allowing 2 hits on Tuesday's game, a game in which he left due to a back injury. But it was, let's say, a short-lived injury. We certainly hope so. He said he was ready to go after some light treatment the last few days. He makes the start today, and the one start he had this season was a very good one, Nevada.
That was 8 days ago. I was there in Missoula in a 4-4 Oakland loss, 5-4 in the knockout round. He went a career-high 5 innings in just his second pro start and exited in line for the win in that game. He allowed just 2 earned and 4 hits, 2 walks, struck out 1, did give up a homer, but otherwise not too shabby against that Missoula offense. The defense behind Brody today. In the outfield from left to right is Davis Druick, Darryl Buggs, and Lou Helmick. In the infield from first to third is Christian Almanza, Danny Harris, Trey Cobb, and Nick Leahy, with Dylan Tatum doing the catching for the right-hander from Martinez, California, Brody Aglite.
To remind you about the implications running down these final 20 games, Missoula is the best team in the league. They are in first place by a half game on the second-place team, the Rocky Mountain Vibes. The Oakland Ballers are 1 game back of Missoula, a half game out of that second-place spot. And the first 2 teams in the first half, it's a little bit different this year. They will host their respective playoff series in its entirety, their 3-game series respectively. So it's really big to win the first half this year. The Ballers are certainly in the hunt. A couple teams just a half game behind them are the Idaho Falls Truckers. A game behind them are the YOLO High Wheelers. It's extremely tight. And then look out for the Boise Hawks, who are now just 2 games behind Oakland. And that'll be a very interesting series next week, Nevada. You'll get to see them.
Phew. Can't wait to see Max Jung Goldberg again.
Who is surprisingly one of the stars of the league this year.
Yes. He's been great.
So TJ Clarkson steps in. The left-handed hitting outfielder has swung very early in the last couple of games. He has reached base safely to start all 3 games this series. And Aglite's first pitch on the way is a fastball high at 6:38 p.m. And we are underway. Glacier has also scored a run in each of the first 3 games in the first inning. Aglite from the windup. The 1-0 is a fastball low, 2-0. 63 degrees at first pitch. That is very much like a temperature I'd see in the 510 at this time of day. Probably year-round it's about 63. The 2-0 on its way. Aglite throws the fastball. It's a touch high. Calling the balls and strikes are so far just the balls is Joe Shields. At first is Alan Walker. At third is Ricardo Rodriguez. Aglite from the windup, the 3-0 pitch on its way, and Clarkson looks at strike 1 at the top of the zone.
Yeah, Clarkson's been dangerous from this leadoff spot in the series for Glacier. 6 for 12 with 3 walks. So he's getting aboard, he's getting his hits, a homer, a big one last night.
Tatum setting up low and outside, and the pitch from Aglite on its way is a fastball at the bottom of the zone, taken for strike 2. So he's painted at the top and bottom of the zone the last 2 pitches. Still has not seen that good Aglite curveball. He may be set up for it here. It's a 3-2 count. Aglite brings the glove up to the mouth, and now he'll start his motion. The high kick, and the pitch on its way is swung on and hit to right field. This is deep. Helmick is just going to look up, and that is off the top of the scoreboard. It hits off one of the speakers. So what Druick did almost, you can say, in Glacier, Clarkson was trying to do here. There are no words above our scoreboard. It is a home run for Clarkson, and that was a challenge fastball on the inner half to Clarkson. And for the 4th straight day, Glacier has both scored in the first, and Clarkson is the one who gets on to begin the game.
Yeah, that was the challenge fastball. He tried to go in on Clarkson. He just didn't get it in enough. Clarkson was probably looking in right there, looking for something to hit over the right field wall, and he absolutely got it.
That is now Logan Beard standing in the box. He will take a fastball high for ball 1.
And Iglite, again, you get behind 3-0, he fights back and then gives up the homer.
Beard batting .321 on the year. The next pitch is down low, 2-0.
Got to start working ahead of these hitters.
5 home runs for Beard, 24 driven in. The 2-0 on its way. Beard, a half swing. It's a called strike to Beard, who's wondering, was that on the swing or was that on the pitch? It was on the pitch. Tatum to set up low again. Iglite fires, and it's swung on and fouled back. Still have not seen the curveball. 10 pitches in.
I think it's interesting to see how Brody pitches as a starter compared to how he pitches as a reliever.
That's an excellent point.
Yep.
2-3 times through the order. 2-2 on its way. Beard will take just off the plates. 3-2, back to the fastball.
And I don't know if Brody quite knows yet how he's going to pitch as a starter, as a professional, compared to his reliever. He's still getting a feel for that rhythm.
So another payoff. The one to Beard is a fastball below the zone. It's ball 4. The first 2 reach here in the first. And that'll bring up Xavier Casarella.
Well, beer batter or not, Iglite has to start working ahead. And so I'd expect him now to try to pitch Casarella backwards here. Now's where I see him breaking out the curveball early in the count.
I think we got a little bit of a haircut for Brody as well.
Yeah, he looks clean-shaven there in the back.
So it's 1-0 Glacier, 2 batters in. Iglite from the stretch, and the first pitch is a fastball down low. It's 1-0. Runner at first is Beard. Casarella in the right-handed hitter's box. In the back of the box he stands. The breaking ball is outside, down and away. The body language right now for Brody is a little bit, I think he's just mad at himself. But in the context of the injury, you sort of have it in the back of your mind. 2-0 on its way now. Casarella line drive into the glove of Leahy, who makes a great diving catch.
That ball was tattooed by Casarella. 104 off the bat. Leahy soars into the 5-6 hole and snow cones it, landing on his belly for a big first out.
He looked like a dolphin or a marlin on that play. Just full out stretch. Great catch from Leahy. It's just what Iglite needs right now. Here's Kenny Lavari. Shows bunt, puts it down. Leahy charges. Bare hand throw to first is not in time. And that's a single for Lavari.
Good job by Lavari there to read the defense. He saw what Leahy was giving him at third. You know, Leahy's coming off that high of that awesome diving catch to rob a base hit from Casarella. So what does Lavari do? Drops a perfect bunt down that third base line, and the lefty beats it out.
And something we have seen not once, not twice this series, a first inning meeting between pitcher and catcher. That'll bring up Kingston Liniak 2 on and just 1 man out. How many times has Liniak come up in this series with a couple men on in the first? And he's delivered.
Yep. Did strike out. No, I'm looking at Lavari. Liniak walked yesterday, singled on Wednesday, RBI knock on Tuesday.
This is, again, the same script that's followed the last 3 games. First pitch. It's off the glove of Tatum. It's a pass ball. Tatum, it was a high outside fastball, and I get the feeling that Tatum was already trying to pull that ball back in the zone before he actually caught it.
Yep, it was close to the edge, and that is why you saw Tatum try to stick it. But good catchers will try to do that for their pitchers, and sometimes they'll drop the ball. That's just what happens.
Well, it's a whole nother situation now as the infield will play back with runners at second and third. Pitch to Liniak is off the plate as well. On deck is the left-handed hitting Jack Lynch, the third baseman. 1-0 Range Riders, runners at second and third with just 1 out here in the top of the first. Iglite's next pitch is swung on, hits a left center field. Bugs is over into the alley. He will make the catch. Tagging from third and scoring is Logan Beard. It's a sacrifice fly for Liniak. Lavari will have to stay at second. It's 2-0 Glacier. here in the first.
Yep, Liniak does a job there, getting the runner home with the sack fly. Liniak, one of the best RBI producers on this team. That's 24 on the year. Just his second sack fly, but did just enough there. But I guess for Iglite, good job to get the second out.
Now this is where St. Pierre last night couldn't get the job done, which is you get through the first rally, prevent the second one. Lynch at the plate takes a fastball for strike one. 2 outs of the inning, a runner at second. If you can get Lynch and prevent the second rally, you can walk off the mound and thinking, okay, we got through it. We can look toward the rest of this game. Iglite looks at second, and now his pitch on the way is a swing and a miss at the good curveball. It's 0-2.
Yeah, I think this is the first time he's gotten a batter 0-1, let alone 0-2.
Lynch yesterday had an RBI single in the first. Was 1 for 4. The 0-2 is a fastball on the outside corner. Strike 3 called, and the inning is over. Perfectly placed by Iglite, who split the black, and Lynch is gone looking. It's a 2-run inning for the Glacier Range Riders. Clarkson's solo home run, Liniak's sacrifice fly. It's 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left on base. And for the 4th time this series, Ballers heading to the bottom of the first to bat first, trailing today 2-0 on 860 AM The Answer. AM The Answer. It's 2-0 Glacier Range Riders, and for the Oakland order today, here's Nevada calling.
Tremaine Cobb, the shortstop, leads off. Isai Santos, DH, bats second. Davis Druick, left fielder, bats third. Danny Harris, the second baseman, cleans up. Christian Almanza, first baseman, bats fifth. Lou Helmick is the right fielder, hitting sixth. Nick Leahy, the third baseman, bats seventh. Dylan Tatum, the catcher, bats eighth. And Darrell Buggs, the center fielder, hits ninth.
Ballers will face the switch-hitting right-hander Rain Supple, a 6'3", 190 right-hander from Shelburne, Vermont, 26 years old. He is 4-4, in 4 starts, he is 1-2 on the year, a 6.53 ERA. He has struck out 22 and walked 9. The Ballers did beat him on his start day in Glacier. Tremaine Cobb to lead things off here in the first. Supple will work from the stretch, and his first pitch is swung on. It's popped into right. This will carry to Clarkson, who is still coming in, and puts it away for the first out of the bottom of the first.
Cobb is a likely candidate to swing first pitch, and he tried to ambush Supple there, but just popped it out.
That'll bring up Isai Santos, who will bat second, the DH today. Defense behind the pitcher Supple, it's Ashworth in left, Liniak in center, Clarkson to right. The infield, third to first, is Lynch, Howell, Beard, and Casarella, with Mendoza behind the plates. Isai Santos, one of the team leaders in on-base percentage, takes a ball high. 446 for Isai, which says a lot because he's only batting .268 right now. A home run and 11 RBI. Had a hit in the 9th last night to extend the Ballers' rally. Fastball, a called strike. He got that hit off a 95-mile-an-hour fastball from Franks as well. It's 1-1 to Isai. 2-0 Range Riders here in the bottom of the first. Supple is set. And the pitch to Isai is just a bit outside. It's 2-1.
First inning on June 8th when the Ballers faced Supple. 1-out walk from Santos. He would come home and score on an error by Supple.
A shakeoff by was a missed throw, I believe.
Yep.
An errant throw.
It
2-1 as Supple comes set. The kick and the pitch. Isai takes a strike at the letters. It's 2-2.
He was 2 for 3 that day as well with 2 RBI, including an RBI knock off of Supple.
He's a guy at the plate with an idea, not afraid to hit with 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch to Santos. He swings and just gets a piece of it as he sends it back to the screen. Had to protect on the fastball outside. It'll stay 2-2.
That was sit on breaking ball, react fastball, and he did react just in time to 94 off the outer black.
1 away, base is empty here in the bottom of the first. The 2-2 to Santos is a breaking ball, strike 3 called, and that was sit fastball and react to anything else. He did not react there, and the backwards K sends Santos back to the dugouts.
Backdoor from Supple, who struck out a season-high 8 last time out. That was Saturday against Yuba Sutter in an 8-3 Glacier win. Went 6 innings, a season best, and allowed just 2 hits and 2 earned runs.
Here's Davis Druick now, the left fielder, who now leads this team in batting. Has taken over for Tremaine Cobb at .354. His first pitch is swung on foul back to the screen. He leads in 2 of the 3 triple crown categories, with the 8 home runs. And he gave me a little wry look there as if you does not lead in RBI.
I thought you were going to say the slash categories. He leads
No,
in all
no.
3 of those.
The triple crown. Here's a high, deep drive to right field. It had the sound, and it's got the distance. Home run for Davis Druick. 364 feet later, 2-1. The Ballers trail.
He got a middle pitch and did not miss the mistake. Yesterday in the first inning, he struck out. Today, no such luck for Glacier as Druick gets his 9th homer of the year, most on the Ballers. By the way, that's extra base hit number 10 for him against Glacier this season.
Now Harris batting 4th today. Cam Buford not in the lineup, so Harris is up to 4th. Pitch on its way to Harris. He takes a breaking ball on the inside corner for strike 1. Not a prototypical cleanup man, but Nevada, you were telling me earlier, Danny's the kind of guy you might bat cleanup in a lineup if you were to make one.
I did.
The 0-1. Harris, a swing and a miss.
I said that mainly just his ability to drive in runs. He's got 20 RBI this year and come up clutch because he's had several clutch at-bats. He had a game-tying triple against Glacier's Luke Cooper in the 8th inning of the game they played on June 4th.
Timeout from Harris. It's 0-2. So the Ballers on the board here in the first. They answer back with the solo shot. And now the 0-2 pitch to Harris. He swings. It's a high chopper up the middle. Over is a shortstop, Howell. He gloves. He throws, and it's in time. A nice play from the Glacier shortstop to end the inning. It's a run on a hit, a big blast by Davis Druick, and the Ballers trail by a run. It's 2-1 as we head to the second on 860 AM, The Answer. Welcome back to Ballers Baseball here on 860 AM The Answer. I'm Tyler Peterson, Nevada Cullen with me. Leaky pipes, clogged drains, step up to the plate and call the pros at Mr. Rooter Plumbing. We're the home team when it comes to reliable service, family-owned, locally trusted, and proudly serving the greater Bay Area with honest, dependable service. Mr. Rooter Plumbing is always ready. Don't let plumbing problems throw you a curveball. Mr. Rooter Plumbing is here when you need us. It's a 2-1 ball game here in the top of the second. And the bottom three of Howell, Ashworth, and Mendoza to face off against Brody Iglite. Howell today at short. We've seen him at third. We've seen Lynch at third. They've sort of swapped in the start of the series. The first pitch fastball is inside to Howell. Working his way back up from being on the IL. Only his 12th game. He's batting .239, 2 home runs, and 5 RBI. And there's a couple guys you can talk about, this is fouled back, as greatest range rider of all time. Howell would be in the discussion.
Yep. 30.
Now, early on, there was an outfielder whose name now escapes me that was very much beloved by the fans in Glacier. The 1-1 on its way. Breaking ball is high and away.
I will find that for you.
I will tell you the name when you get to it.
I've got Ben McConnell.
No.
Sam Linscott.
No.
Dean Miller.
Dean Miller, former Boston Red Sox farmhand. The 2-1, Howell, a check swing line drive foul as it almost gets on the soccer field. It's 2-2. Dean Miller had some really good stats those first couple of years. Of course, the Range Riders have a player that made it all the way up to Major League Baseball with the Houston Astros. That's Logan Van Way. 2-2 on the way on its way, and it's a fastball, strike three called right down the middle, and Howell is back to the bench.
Like Leite with a slow start, but now he's got back-to-back Ks, hoping to keep that train going.
So one away here in the second. That'll bring up Kyle Ashworth. Ashworth, the left fielder. Yesterday had 2 hits. First pitch to Ashworth, a fastball a little too high. High and outside, it's 1-0.
Ashworth made his pro debut against Oakland in the game on June 8th. That was the Sunday game in Kalispell.
The 1-0 to Ashworth. Fastball taken for a strike.
I think it's fitting that he would make his debut against the Ballers, given he is a California native.
We'll see. He's seen a lot of California teams then. The Ballers twice and the High Wheelers once.
That's all he's seen.
The 1-1 on its way. It's swung on, hit down the left field line. This is pretty deep toward the foul pole and foul. Making a bid for the 312 marker down the left field line.
Looked like a half swing.
1-2. They must have been all barrel then.
Yeah.
I've made a decision to not even try Yuba Sutter or Yola. I'm just sticking with High Wheelers from
Nice.
the whole time now. The 1-2 on its way. It's a half swing. Does he go around? Yes, says the home plate umpire, Joe Shields. It's 3 straight strikeouts. And have you noticed something, Nevada, about Brody Iglite in these last couple of batters?
Has it been he's going from the stretch?
That is correct.
Yep.
Ditched the windup. And after he was put in the stretch by Beard, he's only allowed 1 hit.
Interesting.
Here's Angel Mendoza. First pitch on its way. Fastball a touch low. Well, that's the kind of thing that you can, as a pitching coach and as a manager with Jim Diedrich and Aaron Miles, you can spot the difference mid-game and offer those tweak as a suggestion. Next pitch at the bottom of the zone for a called strike 1. Off-speed pitch from Brody, 1-1. A 2-1 game here in the top of the second. Ballers trail. Bases are empty with 2 outs. Iglite has struck out 3 straight batters. The catcher Mendoza in a 1-1 count. He grounds this on 4 hops to Cobb, who waits back, and now a strong throw across in plenty of time. It's a 1-2-3 inning. The side is retired. We head to the bottom of the second. 2-1 Glacier on 860 AM, The Answer.
2-1. Ballers trail Glacier, bottom of the second inning. Today is June 20th, 2025, so let's go back in history to more than 40 years ago today. June 20th, 1984. Dave Kingman hits his third grand slam of the season in the first inning of the A's 8-1 win over Kansas City. Kingsman's 14 grand slams at the time were most among active players, and Kingman famously hit 2 homers, including his first slam, in his first Major League start for the Giants back on July 31st, 1971.
We were talking about guys that have played for both the A's and the Giants, and some are beloved, some not so much. Dave Kingman, I know, is beloved by both sides.
With all those grand slams, how could you not be?
There's some who aren't necessarily beloved by both sides. I don't know, Santiago Casilla, maybe not totally beloved.
No.
Rajai Davis, beloved on both sides. Not enough time with the Giants to be loved by both sides. Here's Almanza. First pitch on its way. It's inside. How about Brandon Hicks? He's beloved on both sides. At least one walk-off home run against the Texas Rangers. That was one of the magical seasons. I think that was the 2012 season, Ben. Almanza against Supple. Takes a pitch low. It's 2-0 to the powerful first baseman from St. Mary's College, from Linden. If I have that right. Some town says Stockton. I believe he lives in a town called Linden. The 2-0. Almanza powers one out of play. It's foul.
You got to say Stockton because of Lozano and Tatum, so that way we have the Stockton trio.
Well, it is his hometown. I believe what he lists as his hometown. Where he lives now might be a little bit different. Almanza at 284, 7 home runs, and a team leading 31 driven in. The 2-1, he swings and misses. A big hack at the plate, and actually he just gets a piece of it to foul it at the feet of the catcher Mendoza.
That was a middle pitch, same location as the one Druick homered on, except that was the fastball. Druick took an off-speed pitch out to right field.
And good velo on that fastball, 94 from Supple. The 2-2 is swung on and, again, fouled at the plate. That time at 84. So good work from Almanza. A difference of 10 miles an hour between the last 2 pitches.
Don't know how he got a piece of that one.
Ballers got a run in the first on the home run by Davis Druick. A quick cleaning of the plate by home plate umpire Joe Shields. He'll point to Supple, and we're ready to play again. The 2-2 to Almanza. He takes high, fastball at 94, and we go to a full count.
It seems like a zippy 94, honestly, from Supple. It's got some even more juice to it out of the hand.
3-2 on its way. The payoff is swung on. It's hit over toward left field behind third. Does anyone have a play? Ashworth, they cannot get there. It'll bounce on the warning track, foul.
It's a tricky spot with that tarp approaching quickly.
It was a ball that was always sort of going toward the fence. I thought it might have a chance to blow back in play, and it did stay in play, but just out of the reach of everyone involved. So Almanza has to come back from first base. Lou Helmick helped him get the bat back, and we'll do the 3-2 again. That was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball that he went with on the payoff. Maybe he tries the back door like he did of Santos. The 3-2, it's swung on. It's popped up behind home plate. It was the slider. That's out of play.
Tried to backdoor him. Got a little bit too much of the plate, honestly. But I guess on 3-2, that's still a really good pitch. 9th pitch coming.
Supple set again. Here's the pitch to Almanza. He swings and fouls it again. Back to the cheese, if you will, at 94, and that one fouled at the plate.
Nice to see the Ballers, at least early, not thumping the baseball off of themselves as they did yesterday. Almanza did it 3 pitches in a row.
He's attacked the zone with all his pitches. Another 3-2 to Almanza. He fouls it back again, and again at 94. That one was above the zone that time.
Supple threw 12 pitches in the first. He's about to throw his 11th pitch to Almanza to start the second.
Another 3-2, a 5th 3-2. Supple set again. The pitch on its way. Almanza swings and misses. Back foot slider. And when you're in protect mode, when you're swinging, sometimes you try to protect a little too much, and he did that time. 1 out here in the second.
Credit to Supple there. It's hard to aim for that back foot on a lefty with the slider, and he did it perfectly there, getting the chase from Almanza for his second strikeout.
Helmick a single yesterday. He had 3 hits on Wednesday's contest. He's up to 319, a home run, and 16 RBI. The first pitch on its way is a breaking ball down low. It's 1-0. Or that was the fastball, excuse me. He's not afraid of high velo. He's seen it at the affiliated ranks, albeit at a lower affiliate rank. The 1-0 is swung on and missed, and that was 95 that Helmig chased after. 1-1. 2-1 Glacier here in the bottom of the second. Bases are empty with 1 away. Supple working only from the stretch. His pitch is in the dirt. Now, that's not an adjustment from Supple. That's just how he's pitched this whole game. Two and one to Lou. Pitch on its way is a swing and a miss. That was the back foot slider. The same one he struck out Almanza on. And the count is even at 2. He might go back to the well. Supple to the plate, and it's swung on and missed. Instead, he goes high with the fastball, and Supple just was in charge in that at bat. 2 strikeouts in the inning.
I know he's
2
allowed.
away.
I know he's allowed a homer, but Supple right now looks like he did on Saturday against Yuba Sutter when he struck out a season-high 8 batters, only gave up 2 hits and 2 earned runs. Ballers could be pressed for runs today.
Here's Nick Leahy, who had his first professional home run a couple days ago against Glacier, batting .280, a home run and 5 RBI. Supple's first pitch to Leahy. He swings and fouls that out of play. It's 0-1. That was 95 from Supple that time. 2-1. The Ballers trail. He will stand back in. I think he's still got some light blue tape from his Davis days on his bat. Next pitch is outside at 95, 1-1.
Well, he hadn't even graduated when he joined the Ballers, and he just did the other day graduate from UC Davis. Congrats to Nick.
You don't see many guys who major in basket weaving these days. The 1-1 on its way. That's a strike at the bottom of the zone at 94. I did not ask Nick what he graduated with, but we do congratulate him. He's got to protect on 1-2, though. All fastballs so far, and the pitch is in the dirt. He's slider, which has had more of an effect on the lefties today than the righties.
Yes, it's weird how it's worked in reverse. By the way, Nick Leahy's major was actually basket weaving. Communication, so same thing.
And as a JMCer myself, I also have a history degree. I love that history degree. 2-2 on the way, and Nick almost gets hit with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, 3-2.
You really majored in story weaving.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah, double major in story weaving, really.
That's not bad.
No.
Every once in a while, I put one on the chalkboard for you. 3-2, 2 outs, pitch on its way, and Leahy swings and misses, and that front foot came way out as soon as he started to swing, chased the pitch below the zone, and Supple strikes out the side, and that means no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. We head to the third. It's Oakland 1, Glacier 2 on 860 AM The Answer. Welcome back to Oakland baseball here on 860 AM. The Answer. It's our celebrity third inning, and I understand we'll be briefly joined by a celebrity. Little did I know that I actually interviewed 2 actors this week. One yesterday was Blair Underwood. The other is Patrick Kelly from the Glacier broadcast booth. The color announcer had a not short role in an episode of House of Cards where he played a photographer in an episode. And we both very much enjoyed that. Might be some slight adult language if you so would like to check it out, but it was Chapter 22, the episode that Patrick Kelly starred in. I'm going to say starred in. So 2 celebrities this week, both actors. 2-1 Glacier leads here in the top of the third.
I believe one of the lines was, "The heck I can't."
Something to that effect, yes. Top of the order in TJ Clarkson to lead off this top of the third. And Aglite's first pitch to him is a breaking ball hit down the line. It will hit foul.
Phew.
And that was a pitch that hung to Clarkson. He was just much too early.
Didn't hit that well against the Ballers in Kalispell, but here in Oakland, man, already 7 hits and 4 extra base hits, including 2 home runs.
From Gilbert, Arizona, TJ Clarkson, still just 23 years old. Pitch on its way. It's hit to left field. Davis Druick will make the catch. It's hit right at him. And that's the first out. Actually, I tell a lie. He's 24, 8/18/2000. So somebody didn't update their roster. I say tongue-in-cheek as I look at Scott across the booth. Here's Logan Beard. Beard walked in the first and later scored on the sacrifice fly by Kingston Liniak. Aglite set. And the first pitch in Beard's first at bat is a strike at the top of the zone. It's public transportation night here at Raimondi Park, and we have some great partners in public transportation. Now a fastball swung on and missed, just barely clipped off of the bat of Beard into the glove of Tatum. Now 0-2. Aglite set. Kicking the pitch, fastball outside. 1-2. Bart, who of course occupies a patch on our jerseys, and AC Transit, who occupy a sign out there in center field. 1-2 is swung on and fouled back.
I remember first coming to Oakland last summer and being really impressed with Bart and the cleanliness of the cars especially.
The new cars.
Yes.
I still think of them as the new cars, even though they're probably, 8 years old?
Keep it looking good.
The 1-2 on its way. The pitch is a fastball high. That's a really nice pitch by Aglite. He does not get the chase, though. That's just 2 balls above the zone. That is a great 1-2. Now it's 2-2. Tatum will set up low and away. Aglite from the stretch. The pitch on its way is a big curveball. It's strike 3 called, and Beard can only walk back to the dugouts. 4 Ks for Aglite. So completely different person when he's pitching from the stretch, apparently.
Yeah, he has 3 looking strikeouts of the 4 strikeouts. So not only is his stuff working now, but he's fooling these hitters.
Here's Casarilla, who lined out sharply to the third baseman, Leahy, who made a great catch. The first pitch to Casarilla is a curveball outside for ball 1. 2 outs in the inning. Here in the top of the third, 2-1 Glacier. Aglite's 1-0. Casarilla takes a strike on the outside. It's 1-1.
Ooh. Good pitch right on the black from Brody.
1-1 now. Pitch to Casarilla is popped up over his Almanza, heading toward the Ballers dugout, and he will make the catch in foul territory. Some cheers and some boos as Casarilla was the beer batter.
Well, no boos.
It's a 1-2-3. Top of the third inning for Oakland, and we head to the bottom of the inning. They trail 2-1 on 860 AM, The Answer. It's the bottom of the third inning. 2-1. Glacier has the lead. Tatum and Bugs to take their first hacks against Supple today, and then Cobb and the top of the order following him. Nevada Cullen and Tyler Peterson. Heffernan Insurance Brokers has been helping people out, making smart decisions since day one, offering business insurance, personal home and auto, employee benefits, and retirement and wealth management. Make a smart decision for your business or family today. Visit Heffernan Insurance Brokers online at hefins.com. Dylan Tatum batting .280, 2 home runs and 9 RBI for Oakland. He and Lozano have sort of paired with each other with their slumps and hot streaks this year. Hitting well as of late. First pitch from Supple is a fastball at the bottom of the zone, taken for strike one. Sun setting here in Oakland. Some long shadows now stretching across the field. Tatum takes that fastball below the zone that time, 1-1.
Tatum has simultaneously done well and struggled against Glacier. One of his 2 homers against the Range Riders, but he's 3 for 16 with 7 strikeouts, 0 for 4 with 3 Ks on Wednesday.
Here comes the 1-1 now. He swings and hits a high drive to center field. Shallow, though. In is the center fielder, Liniak, and he puts it away for out number 1.
Yeah, Supple, 8 batters through, has 4 strikeouts and has allowed just 1 run on 1 hit. That Druick homer in the first. He has been stellar, honestly, to start.
I have an interesting question for you as Bugsy will stand in. Have we seen a bunt single by the Ballers all year?
Oof. I kind of have to, process through this, but I don't think so.
I don't think we have. Throwing that out there. Third baseman Lynch is playing a little shallow compared to the rest of the infield. First pitch to Bugs. It swung on, chopped toward Lynch at third, who was playing shallow, and his throw is off of the glove of Casarilla. And I think that is going to go down as an E3. Casarilla just did not make that catch.
Yeah, grounded to the third baseman Lynch, who made a low throw, but above the dirt, and Casarilla's got to grab that.
It was up the line, and Casarilla's stretch, he just didn't make the catch. It was in the air. So that puts a runner on for free, more or less. It's a stolen base runner. And now Supple to Cobb. He takes a fastball inside for ball 1. It's 2-1. The Glacier Range Riders lead the Oakland Ballers here in the bottom of the third. Oakland has their second base runner of the game. Decent lead for Bugs. Remember, Mendoza's behind the plate. Pitch to Cobb, the breaking ball. That time front doors him. It's 1-1 now. Supple toes the rubber. 10 seconds left. Now he comes set. He'll throw over, and Bugs is back. I don't know if that was a called throw or he just looked up and saw the 6 seconds and thought, let me restart this clock here.
Bugs is fast. I don't think he's running on Mendoza after getting hosed by him earlier this series.
The 1-1 on its way to Cobb. Cobb, a ground ball toward third. Lynch has it. He bobbles it. He can't pick it up, and that is going to be an E5.
Back-to-back errors by the Range Riders, and Lynch just fumbled that baseball.
Well, I can tell you now, any runs this inning for Oakland will be unearned, as that 2 errors back-to-back coming after the first outs. That'll bring up Isai Santos.
Second time up last time against Supple in Kalispell. He had a ribby single. He's hoping to replicate that here in the third to tie this game.
That time, Lynch he got his glove down.
Well,
he just couldn't.
He did the same thing last night.
I was about to say, that's very similar to the play he had at second base that he somehow scooped to the second baseman Beard. Supple in a jam he did not create. First pitch to Santos is fouled back. It's a nice swing by Isai, who got 93 on the outer half. So this is a good spot for Oakland. 2 men on, both runners given up by the Glacier defense, and now 2, 3, and 4 due up the next 3. Defense plays behind the runners. Pitch to Santos is tapped at the plate, foul. And that time, just off timing with the breaking ball at 86. Santos will give you a good fight.
Struck out looking last time, but that wasn't until there was a full count. Here he's way behind 0-2. Struck out looking in the first inning before the Druick home run.
Ballers trail by 1 in the bottom of the third. Pitch to Santos is down and in. Fastball, 1-2. Great opportunity for Oakland to potentially tie this game if Santos can find something through the infield. The pitch is a fastball down and in. 2-2. I mean, he is just not afraid to hit with 2 strikes.
Yeah, if anyone's going to go down looking, it's him. That's what happened in the first inning. He just really has his zone in his mind, and he's not going to swing unless the pitch is there.
It's one of the reasons he's batting so high up in the order. The 2-2 to Santos is swung on and fouled, and that time fought off the slider. There are not many batters who are hitting. Santos is hitting .268, a good batting average elsewhere. Pioneer League, if you're batting under 300, you're sort of looked at as maybe not a good hitter, but Santos is an excellent hitter. The 2-2, Supple. A double look to second. Now he kicks and fires, and it's swung on and missed. The slider gets Santos, and there's 2 away. That's the 5th strikeout for Rain Supple.
Big K for Supple, but not done with this third inning yet because he has to face the guy who took him deep in the first.
So Druick, who really turned around a pitch to the one of the deeper parts of right center for his 9th home run. He's got some space in the outfield. They're playing fairly deep on Druick. Both runners can get a big lead. They're shifting him toward the right side. Supple's first pitch to Druick. He'll take a slider. Down and in for ball 1.
Druick with 1 Pro 2 homer game. That was the first game he ever played against these Range Riders in Kalispell.
He's ahead in the count 1-0. Ballers trail 2-1 here in the bottom of the third. 2 are away. Supple throws and Druick takes a slider. That one catches the inside corner. 1-1 the count.
Around the same place as the first pitch, but correct call from Joe Shields there. It did just clip that low inside corner, whereas the first pitch did not.
It's Bugs at second and Cobb at first. The pitch, Druick takes a fastball outside, 2-1. It would be interesting to know whether or not Supple would pitch around Druick to get to Harris.
100% he's doing it right here. I don't expect this 2-1 pitch to be in the zone unless it is another breaking ball.
Supple comes set. And the 2-1 now to Davis Druick. Here it comes. Druick takes a fastball inside, a half swing. It's 3-1. Ricardo Rodriguez, he's standing behind the pitcher's mound towards second base. He is certainly not in a position to call any check swings on Davis Druick. A 3-1 count to the big Oakland third baseman. The pitch is a fastball outside for ball 4, and the Ballers have the bases loaded for Danny Harris, and something tells me Supple was just not going to give in there.
No, not with the homer last time, and that brings up Danny Harris, who has a chance to prove my theory here of him being a good 4-hitter. Obviously, he's hit in this position earlier this season, but not as much lately, and here's a chance with the bases loaded and 2 outs to see if he can pick up a big 2-out RBI or 2.
Well, remember the sequence last time, slider, slider, fastball. They're loaded for Harris with 2 gone. Ballers trail by 1. The first pitch to Harris is a slider hit to center field. This is deep. Lydiak is back. He looks up. Grand slam! Number 4 brings in 4, a 394-foot grand slam, the second of the season all 4 runs will be unearned.
He's got that clutch gene, folks. Danny Harris, remember the name. He only hits the ball when it matters most. A grand slam to give the Ballers the lead early in Oakland.
5-2 Oakland. Supple's first pitch to Almanza is a fastball high and away. For a second there, Mendoza's now going to come out and talk to Supple. It was hit at such a trajectory to where we are in the booth that we really could not get the arc of it. And so Liniak didn't initially react, and then he turned around.
Yep.
And once he turned around and ran to the wall,
that's when you knew.
That's when you knew.
Man, that's got to sting for Supple. 2 errors with 1 out in this inning, and that's the only reason that grand slam even happens.
The first error was a decent throw by Lynch. The ball just wasn't caught at first base by Casarilla, and then Lynch fumbled the ball. He never could get the slow chopper from Cobb. Pitch to Almanza. He swings and grounds it foul. 1-1. 5-2 Oakland. And the Oakland Ballers have 2 hits in this game. They're both home runs. Set is Supple. And the pitch, Almanza takes low.
That was a breaking ball, too, and I felt like Danny there must have been sitting breaking ball. He got a hanger, and you know what they say. You hang it, we'll bang it, and that's what Danny did right there.
I said, remember the sequence last time? It was he took a breaking ball that front doored him for a strike. Almanza to second. Beard backs up. He'll backhand it in front of him. His throw is in time. But he took a breaking ball that front doored him, and then he swung and missed a pitch that was way outside. I think you're right. I think you were sitting breaking ball, and he got every little piece of that baseball. We're going to take a break. The grand slam by Harris has made it a 5-2 ball game here on 860 AM The Answer. Top of the 4th inning. Your line score through 3. 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors. If we were in Ogden, Nevada?
There would I would
hold on. I'll set it up again. For the Glacier Range Riders, 2 runs on 2 hits and 2 errors. If we were in Ogden, Nevada?
2 runs on 4 hits, no errors?
No, that's not where I'm going on this. Deuces.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm so sorry.
Apologies there. Ballers 5 runs on 2 hits, no errors. Aglite's first pitch to Lavari is a single. Is a strike. He singled in the first. Lavari, Liniak, and Lynch to face Aglite. Working with the lead now. It's fouled back to the screen. The grand slam by Danny Harris. The first grand slam of the year was by Marcus Titialii. That came in the series against Ogden. This one is of more import. That one was a little bit of a garbage time grand slam, if I remember correctly. It's 0-2 to Lavari. Aglite's pitch is swung on and hit out of play.
Yeah, that was that 16-1 game.
It can't be the 16-1. Oh, no. 16 for us.
Yes.
Yes. There were a couple blowouts in that first series. I think we were all kind of looking around thinking, what's going on here? The 0-2 to Lavari. He swings. It's a weak grounder toward Cobb. On the sixth hop, it rises up on him. He stays with it. His throw to first is in time. Boy, I think right when he went to field that ball, it hit the back lip. And good on Cobb to stick with that ball. And some good hand-eye coordination. 0-1. I always think when I see a guy make a play like that, he must have played a lot of video games growing up. Some good hand-eye coordination.
Yeah. We'll say probably a lot of Mario Kart.
Kingston Liniak now, who had the sacrifice fly in the first inning. First pitch is hit in the air to rights. Lou Helmick went back. Now he's got to come in, and he makes the catch for the second out. I have to say, you want to talk about a mood changer, how well Rain Supple was pitching in this game. And just really going through the baller's order. He's given up 2 hard hit balls, period.
Yep.
And both are home runs. The situation that occurred in that inning just should have never come about for Glacier. Here's Jack Lynch. First pitch is high and away.
I seriously think if those errors don't happen, this game is probably tied at 2 after 5, that type of game.
It's a shutdown inning opportunity for Brody Aglite. A 1-0 is high and away. Well, these Oakland pitchers have had to battle and hold Glacier to just a couple of runs in the first inning of every game. A run on Tuesday, a run on Wednesday, 4 yesterday, 2 today. But they've all settled down to some extent after that. The 2-0. There's a strike on the... No, excuse me. I was calling that way too early. That's my mistake. It's outside and low. It's 3-0 to Lynch. Got me there. Joe Shields has had a great game so far, and that was below the zone. That is a strike at the top of the zone, however. It's 3-1.
1 run yesterday after the first inning. They did get 4 runs after the first inning on Wednesday in the loss.
Aglite's 3-1 is high for ball 4. It's a 2-out walk to Lynch. So the first real blemish for Aglite since the single to Lavari. There have been 10 straight outs from the Oakland right-hander between then and now. So here is Gabe Howell. You must be careful with Howell. The note from Scott, I think, was it his 33rd home run all-time for Glacier yesterday?
Yep, tied for second.
First pitch is a strike. Fastball on the outside. Who would be one? Would it be Miller?
I would guess Kingston Liniak is actually
Liniak,
the one. No, is the one tied with Howell.
Tied with Howell.
Yes. They both have 33.
The 0-1 is fouled back. Let's see if I can get some confirmation whether or not Dean Miller is the all-time leader. I'll check during the break. It's 0-2 to Howell, who struck out in his only at-bat against Aglite so far. The 0-2 is a breaking ball in the dirt blocked by Tatum.
It is not Dean Miller. He only had 30. He only played 2 years.
He only had 30.
Yep.
I actually called Gabe Howell's first home run for Glacier. I remember it now quite well. I believe it was a grand slam against the Rocky Mountain Vibes in their first week. The Vibes won just 1 of the 5 games in that first week of their existence. The 1-2 is too high, and no one will challenge. Aglite was walking off the mound. Tatum knew it was high. Aglite, as a pitcher, you always want the call.
I have your answer. It is Christian Kirtley.
Oh, Christian Kirtley, a very, very good player.
35.
2-2, there goes the runner. It's swung on a half swing. It's going to be Cobb who makes the catch on the soft line drive, and the inning is over. A little bit of a half swing there from Howell. It's no runs on no hits, no errors, a man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 4th. It is 5-2 Oakland on 860 AM, The Answer. Welcome back to Ballers Baseball here on 860 AM. The Answer, it's the bottom of the fourth. Nevada Cullen take over this 5-2 ball game.
Absolutely, Tyler. Nice job with the grand slam, by the way. It is a 5-2 Oakland lead for Glacier here in the bottom of, 5-2 lead for Oakland here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And it's Lou Helmick, Nick Leahy, and Dylan Tatum due up against Rain Seppel, who by all accounts should be pitching some one-run baseball right now, but 2 errors in the third led to a grand slam by Danny Harris, the second of the year for the Ballers in terms of grand slams. And the first by a baller that's currently on the roster, Marcus Titiali'i, sadly cut earlier in the season. He was released, but his grand slam forever in our hearts. Lou Helmick, a strikeout his first time facing Seppel. Lefty batter facing the righty pitcher, Seppel, here in the home fourth. Helmick digs in from the left side wearing the red Nike cleats with the black swoosh. First pitch to him is fouled back, 0-1. Helmick this season, .364 hitter against Glacier entering tonight. Paderborn, Germany native. As Seppel wants a new baseball, he tosses that one aside towards the Oakland dugout over on the first base side. 0-1 the count. Helmick 4 for 9 in the series, 1 for 4 last night. Takes outside, 1-1. Feels like after that grand slam by Danny Harris last inning, Ballers getting to play with the lead now. They can play a bit more loosely and hopefully hit better against Seppel. Their lone 2 hits are homers against the righty. Helmick cuts and misses at a hard slider. Maybe got a piece of it. Either way, it's 1-2. Helmick named after Lou Gehrig. Lou Helmick nearly homered yesterday on Lou Gehrig's birthday. I just gave it the Gehrig right there instead of Gehrig because of Lou Helmick. 1-2 is slapped towards third. Backhand by Lynch. Long, strong throw, not in time. It's an infield hit for Lou, his 5th hit of the series.
We've seen Lynch make some really good plays in this series.
Yeah.
He's sort of got the Elliott Good gene going right now.
Only make the spectacular plays, fumble the ball on easy plays. Well, Gabe Howell was doing a bit of that in the Kalispell series. Now it's not him here who's making the errors. It was his first baseman Casarello on the throw from Lynch, and then Lynch made an error where he fumbled the ball last inning. Now Lynch can't throw at Helmick, and it brings up Nick Leahy, who was first pitch swinging last time against Seppel and flew on foul to the right side. 5-2 Ballers lead. Bottom of the fourth, nobody out. First in this righty-righty matchup is taken for a strike on the outside corner despite Mendoza not catching it. It was well in the zone.
I was going to say for a minute there, I thought Joe Shields wasn't going to call it. It was a really sort of center pitch, and of course he did.
Runner on first is Lou Helmick, and he will get checked on. What was that? Lou Helmick just looked like he was doing a little dance move as he jumped back to the bag.
He looked like he was trying not to step on a snake that just appeared in the baseline.
Well said. I was going for ski slalom right there, going through the pipes.
Get dirty, man. Come on.
0-1. Leahy slaps it foul off to the right, 0-2. You know what? It's funny you say that.
Oh, actually, it came right back. It came right back to Seppel off the pole.
That's great. Trey Cobb scores the game-winning run on a wild pitch the other day.
Yes.
Did not slide. And the ball was thrown at him.
He ended up on his back. He didn't slide initially. He threw his hands up to try not to get hit by the baseball.
That's true.
That happened.
Now, 0-2 pitch is called a strike on the outside corner. Leahy's down looking, 1 down. That was well in the zone. Leahy slowly walks back to his dugout. I will actually defend Trey Cobb there, though, because you are faster when you don't slide, and he's trying to get home.
This is like the Mythbusters thing. Do you get more wet when you walk in the rain or when you run in the rain? I remember the outcome of this.
Run.
You are more wet when you run in the rain.
Yep. I 100% believe that. 1 out for Dylan Tatum. Flew out to center first time.
Because you hit more water drops as you run.
Did not know that as Tatum takes high, 1-0. This reminds me of our...
This is an educational, informative broadcast. We're taking over for the space and PBS.
What was the previous discussion we were having? If something is this, is it considered this or that?
I'll have to get back to you on that.
I'll remember later for question on the answer. Runner goes on 1-0. Throw from Mendoza is in time to get Helmick. The throw was offline. The catch made by Beard. He had to slap the tag down on Helmick, who slid late into second base, and he's retired for the second out of the inning. Mendoza reminding the ballers why you don't run on him. That first pitch was a strike, by the way. Second pitch of the at-bat. It's 1-1. Kite stealing goes 2-4. And the bases are empty for Tatum in a 1-1 count. Ball and a strike on the righty batter. 5-2 ballers lead, bottom of the fourth. Next toss is popped up. Right side shallow. Could be trouble. Beard has the play, and the second baseman makes the catch behind the first baseman, Casarella, for out number 3. So Helmick's caught stealing, and Tatum pops up, so the ballers are retired essentially in order despite a hit in the fourth. We go to the fifth. 5-2 ballers lead the Range Riders on 860 AM The Answer. Start of the fifth inning here from Oakland, California. Nevada Cullen with you here on 860 AM The Answer as the ballers lead 5-2. And we're doing a celebrity fifth inning today. We are joined today by Arlo. How are you doing today, Arlo?
Good.
Good? All right. So the ballers lead 5-2. Let's talk a bit about first your baller fandom. How did you become a Ballers fan?
Well, my dad founded the team, and that was cool.
That is very cool. He did a good job founding the team. I do want to ask before this inning starts, do you have a favorite baller this season? All of them?
I like Connor Sullivan and Tyler Lozano.
So you like the guys that have shown their loyalty to the team.
Yeah.
What do you like about them other than that?
I like that they're both really good.
You said it.
And like Connor Sullivan throws really hard.
Yeah.
He's like our closer.
Yes, he does both of those things. First pitch to Ashworth is a ball, 1-0.
And Tyler Lozano is cool. He's like a good catcher, a good hitter.
Yeah.
I like him.
He's cool. He's got the sunglasses, too. He always looks really cool. 1-0 is the count. Pitch from Iglite to Ashworth. He takes a strike, 1-1. And the ballers lead 5-2 against the Glacier Range Riders here in the top of the fifth, joined by Arlo on today's celebrity inning. So he's given his favorite ballers. Now, there's one thing I really want to talk about with you, Arlo. The 1-1 is called a ball just off the plate, 2-1. And that is what I have called the Pioneer League All-Name Team. And so what I have done this season is I've gone around to, different places. I get to see all the different teams, and I get to see these cool names. 2-1 is ripped towards second base, gloved by Harris on one hop. His throw to first in time for out number 1. You can clap a little bit, Arlo. You're a Ballers fan. You're allowed to. So nice play by Harris there. One down for Mendoza, the 9-hitter. Ballers up 5-2 in the top of the fifth. So I understand you are a fan of this Pioneer League All-Name Team, Arlo.
Yeah.
Yes. So you've heard some of it. Are there any names that you remember on the team? I'll refresh your memory, of course, but any names that you remember that's already your favorite names on the team?
I think there was this one guy on the Range Riders.
Flown out to right field, and Harris, the second baseman, makes the catch while backing up, 2 down.
His name is like Logan Beard, I think.
Oh,
That's pretty funny.
so he's not on the all-name team at this point. Would you like him to be?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go with Logan Beard because of his last name. Beard, a range rider, has been chosen. Beard, mostly the second baseman. So we're going to add him to the mix. Thank you, Arlo, for that addition. 2 down in the inning. TJ Clarkson at the plate, the leadoff man for the Glacier Range Riders. First pitch from Iglite breaks in high for ball 1. And so Beard is the latest addition. I know in Ogden I ended up putting a bunch of guys on the team, and I think you liked the relief pitcher for the Raptors, Nico Saltaformaggio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means salty cheese.
Salty cheese right there. Some say the leaping cheese. It's such a funny name. And it's just, I think it's a great way, and I think you'd agree, to celebrate the fun names we get to enjoy in the Pioneer League.
Yeah.
2-0 the pitch from Iglite to Clarkson. And it's ripped into center field. Bugs crashing and makes the catch before going into a headfirst dive. Arlo, would you like to stay on for the bottom of the 5th inning?
Sure.
Sure. All right. We'll talk more about the Pioneer League all-name team when you return. It's 5-2 Ballers over the Range Riders heading to the home 5th on 860 AM The Answer. Back here from Oakland, California, bottom of the 5th inning. And the Ballers are leading the Glacier Range Riders here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 5-2 is the score. Daryl Buggs will start the inning, the 9-hitter, against the pitcher, Rain Supple. Once again, I'm joined by Arlo, who is our celebrity guest here in the inning. And Arlo, I have given him the task of picking out a new name for the all-name team for the Billings Mustangs, who the Ballers do not play this season. So, Arlo, without further ado, who have you selected for the all-name team?
I think it's Tyreek Bacon.
Tyreek Bacon. I love it. And would you tell the fans at home what position he plays?
He plays pitcher.
He plays pitcher. One of the pitchers, Tyreek Bacon, joins the squad from the Billings Mustangs. He's the latest member of the all-name team as Buggs takes a strike, 0-1. And what do you like about that name, Arlo?
I think his last name, Bacon.
Bacon, right?
Is like
pretty cool.
a food.
It's a food. And as Buggs swings and misses, 0-2. Now we have salsa formaggio, so we have cheese, and we have bacon. So, I mean, we're building a really good sandwich here, I feel, Arlo. Great job. Well, that is actually, I looked at this list earlier, and that's exactly who I would have picked. Great job. 0-2 the count on Daryl Buggs the second. No outs in the inning. He reached on an error last time, dropped by the first baseman Casarella. 0-2 pitch from Supple is outside for a ball, 1-2. So now here's what the all-name team looks like at this point in the season. We're almost halfway through. We are halfway through the first half of the season. Logan Beard and True Fontenot are the second baseman. Carmine Lane is the third baseman for this team. 1-2 pitch is in the dirt, 2-2 on Buggs. The designated hitter is a man by the name of Charles or Charlie Updegrave. Denver Blinn is a utility player. And then the pitchers, Rain Supple, who is on the mound right now for Glacier, Jonathan Larga Espada for Missoula, Nico Saltaformaggio, and the newest member is Tyreek Bacon of the Billings Mustangs. Bugs flies one to short right field. This could drop, and Clarkson dives, can't get it. Bugs on his horse for a moment and then puts on the brakes and backs up to first base. Bugs with the single. That was a close one, Arlo.
Yeah, he almost got that.
He did. Clarkson made a headlong dive in right field for what could have been out number one, but instead Bugs reaches on the single. And now that brings up Trey Cobb. Trey Cobb Jr. batting. He's 0 for 2 today. Ballers up 5-2 in the bottom of the fifth inning. Have you always liked baseball, Arlo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I play Little League for the Wilshire Warriors.
Oh, go Warriors.
Yeah.
Do you like the Warriors basketball team too?
Yeah.
Nice.
I like Steph Curry.
Who doesn't like Steph Curry? What a great pick. First pitch to Cobb is outside for a ball. 1-0. So you play for the Wilshire Warriors. Very cool. Little League. What's your favorite position to play?
I like playing first base.
First base. Okay. 1-0. The pitch to Cobb is a strike on the outside corner. 1-1. What do you like most about first base?
I mean, every play they usually throw it to you.
Yeah.
I like that. There's a lot of action in that.
Yeah. It's not like being out in right field.
Yeah.
I played right field. I sat the bench. Yeah. My coaches didn't put me in. I wasn't very good. You're much better than I ever was, Arlo. 1-1 is called a ball. I think Glacier wants to challenge it. The pitcher is challenging. And that call, oh, you see that, Arlo? It's confirmed a ball right there. Have you ever seen the TrackMan system?
No.
No, yeah, this is how we see where the ball is, and see it isn't touching the bottom of the zone, so still a ball. And so Glacier is 0 for 1 on challenges tonight, and it's 2-1 still on Bugsy, or on Cobb, rather. Bugs is the runner at first with nobody out. 5-2 lead for the Ballers. Hoping to add some more for Arlo here in the fifth inning. Let's get Arlo a run. Come on, Trey, what you got? He swings and misses, 2-2. So your favorite part is being involved in all the plays. What's your least favorite part about first base?
I mean, there's no really least
No?
favorite part about it.
All right.
I just like it.
A tried and true first baseman, folks. 5 on the pitch timer for Supple. His toss is low and in for ball 3. Now, I assume you play first base. You also like to hit.
Yeah.
Are you a righty or a lefty or both?
Righty.
Righty. Okay. Who do you think you swing like? Anybody on the Ballers? Any big league players, major leaguers? 3-2 pitch coming real quick. Runner goes, and Cobb bounces it through the left side. Base hit. Going first to third is Bugs. He'll get there sliding. No throw. The throw goes towards second. Ballers with men on the corners with no one out. Go ahead, Arlo. Well, who do you think do you like any players' swings?
I mean, I like Blue Helmet a lot.
Yeah, right?
He's good.
Have you heard his accent, too?
Not yet.
No? Oh, that's cool. He is from Germany.
Yeah.
There's a mound meeting here. Tremaine Cobb gets the single to put runners on the corners with no one out. Arlo, would you like to go now? You're more than welcome to stay for the rest of this inning, but I want to give you the opportunity to go if you'd like to.
I don't know.
I say we keep him on, I guess, through the rest of the inning. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. After all, Arlo, you seem to be good luck right now because you didn't allow any runs in the top of the fifth inning, and the Ballers have had back-to-back hits. We might never have Tyler Peterson back if the Ballers do well enough this inning. I don't know. I think he can come back after this. But you're doing a great job, Arlo. The batter is Isai Santos for the Oakland Ballers, who lead 5-2 against the Glacier Range Riders in the bottom of the fifth inning. Santos 2 strikeouts today so far against Supple. First pitch is fouled off to the left, 0-1. So last year was the first year for the Ballers, Arlo. Do you have any favorite moments from last season? Maybe going to watch them in the playoffs, any home runs?
I did like Dondre Hubbard a lot last year.
Yeah, Dondre Hubbard, man, who's now playing in the American Association, so he's still playing for the Atlantic League, actually, as Santos takes outside 1-1. He is playing for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs.
Blue Crabs?
Yeah, how do you like that for a team name?
That is kind of funky.
A little funky, yeah. I agree with that.
What? Yeah, I have Dondre's glove.
Oh, that's awesome. 1-1. Santos cuts and misses, 1 and 2. Runners on the corners, no one out for the Ballers. 5-2 lead for them in the bottom of the 5th. Did he sign it for you?
No.
No, because he wants you to use it.
He left it at our house.
Oh, he left,
He left
it there.
in our car.
Oh, well,
dad
that's
is-
nice of you to hang on to it for him. I'm guessing it's a little too big for you right now, but you'll grow into it.
Yeah.
1-2 for Santos, who struck out twice so far tonight. Pitch from Supple is inside, ball 2. It's challenged, I think. Yep. Once again, and look at that, Arlo.
Wow. That's awesome.
They tried to strike out Santos right there, but now Glacier's only got 1 challenge left. How do you feel about the Ballers as a team name, Arlo? You like the Ballers?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice,
Cool.
right? What's your favorite team name? Warriors?
I like the Warriors.
You like the Warriors? Are there any silly team names you like? You know how like the minor league teams sometimes have like a...
I like the Savannah Bananas.
Oh, who doesn't? 2-2 pitch. Santos taps it slowly. First base line, foul. Still 2-2. Now the Bananas, you'll remember Dylan Porter was with us earlier this season. He used to be a Savannah Banana. Then he joined the Idaho Falls Chuckers. Brett Carson, who was on our team last year, he's now on the Savannah Banana. Actually, he's pitching for the Texas Tailgaters, who is a new team in the Savannah Bananas League.
That's cool.
Yeah. They're making a whole new league now.
Wow.
Talking with Arlo here in the Celebrity 5th inning. 2-2 pitch with none out. Runners on the corners for the Ballers and a 5-2 lead. Supple trying to get Santos for a 3rd time, and Santos hits it down the right field line. 2-2. Do you ever feel nervous playing baseball, Arlo?
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
When it's like 0-2 and I'm batting.
Yeah. So you're facing coach pitch now, or other players pitching too?
Other players.
Other players. Ah. Okay. Yeah, I used to get really nervous. Probably too nervous. You got to remember, it's still just a game. 2-2 to Santos. Swung on and missed. Took a sword-like swing, half swung through the breaking ball from Supple and goes down swinging for the 2nd time. His 3rd strikeout tonight, Santos. That's strikeout 7 for Supple, whose pitch count is north of 80 now. The Ballers lead the Range Riders with runners on the corners here in the bottom of the 5th. It's a 5-2 Oakland lead, and Davis Druick is at the dish. 5-2 lead for the Ballers. Druick trying to add to it. Davis had a home run in the 1st inning. Have you hit a home run yet, Arlo?
Not yet.
Not yet. It's okay. Guess what? I still haven't hit a home run, and I'm old.
No one's really hit a home run.
No,
I mean, I remember one guy hit an inside the park home run.
Oh, man. Druick hits one up the middle. It sneaks through. Past the dive of Howell into center. Easily scoring from 3rd is Darryl Buggs, and Davis Druick has his 2nd RBI of the game. That's Arlo 1, Range Riders nothing in the 5th, and the Ballers extend their lead to 6-2. Nice job, Arlo. Davis Druick with a 2 RBI game. Man, it's fun to watch Davis Druick play, isn't it, Arlo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's great. He had a home run.
He did have a home run earlier. So Druick with a early pitch single. You all right there? Got tripped up by the cord there. You got it. You got it. So Druick scores Buggs from 3rd. Runners on 1st and 2nd for the Ballers, and a 6-2 lead for Oakland here in the bottom of the 5th. Danny Harris slashes one foul into the netting. 0-1. Ballers lead 6-2 in the bottom of the 5th. 1 out. 2 on for Harris. Last time up, hit a grand slam. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Pat Monteith had an inside the park home run for the Ballers? It was in Ogden.
No.
It was last week, so you weren't here to
I
see
don't
it.
go to LA.
Harris flies it foul into the stands, right field, and it is 0-2. Ballers with a chance to get a little bit of a bigger lead here, up 6-2 on the Range Riders. This might be the last inning for Supple. He's at 87 pitches and has allowed 6 runs on 6 hits, but most of the runs unearned. 0-2 pitch coming next to Harris, and he swings and bounces it foul. Still 0-2. What do you like to do when you're not playing baseball?
I like to play video games.
Video games. Okay. What kind of video games do you like?
I like FC 25.
Oh, okay. So you're a soccer guy.
I
or
mean, I don't
football.
like playing soccer.
But you like
it's
to
fun,
on the video games. I like playing it too. I always called it FIFA. Harris rolls one over,
Yeah.
foul left side.
It's like his 4th foul.
But yeah, I know that is his 4th foul. Good job, Arlo. Harris has fouled off 4 straight pitches to start this at bat. Grand slam in his last at bat, his first of his Oakland career. Do you have a favorite soccer team because of the game?
I mean, I usually play with Real Madrid.
Oh, that's a good
Okay.
choice. Who's your favorite player to play with?
Mbappe.
Mbappe. It's fun to say that name, too. He
Yeah.
deserves a place on the all-name team.
Yeah.
Way ahead, Supple, 0-2 after 4 straight fouls. Pitch to Harris is fouled straight back. That's 5. Man, we're running out of space
Wow.
on our fingers here. Count these foul balls. Again, joined by Arlo in the celebrity 5th inning. This is one of the longer ones we've had, Arlo.
Yeah.
And I think the most the Ballers have ever scored during the celebrity inning is 2 runs. So if the guys on for the Ballers, Cobb and Druick, score, you would have the new record.
Yeah.
Oh, so a little bit of something on the line here. As Harris takes in the dirt, 1-2. Ballers won the first 2 games of the series, lost the third to Glacier. They're leading here in Game 4 on this Friday night, 6-2. What's your bedtime, Arlo? How late do your parents let you stay up these days?
I mean, I usually get to bed at 9 and read till 9:30.
Oh, that's good. 1-2 bounce slowly to first. This should move the runners. Oh, no, the ball's dropped by Casarella. The flip to first is late, and Harris is safe.
That's their, 3rd error.
That is like their 4th error, I think.
Wow.
No, you were right. It was number 3. Good job, Arlo. You're on top of your game now. Bases loaded for the Ballers as Casarella makes his 2nd error. Arlo's doing a better job than I am as we got a pitching change here for Glacier. All right, I think this will do it for you, Arlo, here in the 5th inning, unless you really want to stay on past this pitching change.
I'm good.
You're good to go. Great job, Arlo. Awesome job today on the celebrity 5th inning. Any runs now from this point out will still count for your total here in the bottom of the 5th. The Ballers lead 6-2. New pitcher when you return here in the bottom of the 5th inning on 860 AM The Answer. Go. Not technically. Pitching change for the Glacier Range Riders here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the new arm replacing Rain Supple is Jacob Hasty, who's just trying to get Glacier out of this bases loaded 1-out jam. And no surprise, he comes in at this point facing a lefty in Almanza, followed by a lefty in Helmick. Hasty is the new pitcher, the lefty wearing number 32. And this is his 13th appearance, the 24-year-old from Keller, Texas. 0.90 ERA, 10 innings, 11 hits, an earned run, 5 walks, 11 strikeouts. Hasty Wednesday against Oakland pitched a hitless inning, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Almanza to face Hasty after Supple goes 4 1/3. Hasty the lefty against Almanza a lefty. Almanza is 0 for 2 today. And honestly, as Tyler rejoins here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Supple was really good against Almanza, so I don't think Almanza's too sad to see a lefty at this point with the bases loaded. The first pitch is way outside for ball 1.
92 pitches for Supple, though, and I think if you're going to take him out, you take him out on a guy where you can get the advantage. see how much Aaron Miles really loves his matchups, whether he'll take out Almanza or Helmick at this point.
I think the answer is no, as the 1-0 is foul tipped
Oh,
off
Lord.
of Mendoza.
Ow, 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 ow.
Goodness gracious. Man, I've seen way too many catchers busted by foul balls in the past couple of weeks, Tyler. Just,
Yeah,
I mean, yesterday we had Davis Druick bounce one off of himself, a foul ball. Got him right in the shin. I saw him pregame in batting practice wearing some protective padding there.
I mean, you see a catcher go down like this, you know it. You know this is not good, because catchers are the just absolute toughest men on that field, and this is absolutely.
This is not just a catcher. This
No,
is
this
Angel Mendoza.
this is a. This,
Dare I say the
no.
best catcher in the
He's
league?
probably the best catcher in the league,
No.
and one of the toughest guys out there. And Mendoza just took it on the upper inner thigh there, and boy. I think, you know, one way or another, he probably will just have to, tough as anyone is, maybe you just even out of precaution, let him sit the rest of this game. I mean, that is just he is in a lot of pain right now.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason not to bring Barranca into this game right now. Barranca, a very capable catcher. Just give Mendoza the rest of the day off. Let him ice it and do whatever he needs to do to feel much better.
This is Glacier's trainer who is out attending to Mendoza. Todd Pratt is standing by as well.
6-2 lead for the Ballers here in the bottom of the 5th inning, but baseball takes a second seat whenever there's an injury.
So Mendoza's sitting up on his back of his spikes right now, just trying to collect himself.
Yeah, when you get hit there, it's going to take all the wind out of you. So hence why he's hunched over. He's trying to stand up right now. He's still on his knees. Now he's on his feet. Now he tries to go to a stand and does. He's shaking it off. The crowd applauds. He wants to stay in this game, I would guess, but I don't know if he should. That's neither here nor there. It's up to him and the staff, and he will remain in the game. That's probably one of the toughest bits of catching I've ever seen. Joe Shields wants to know if he wants to take some pitches, and Mendoza will oblige and get some warm-up pitches from Hasty, who will lob it in there.
Gamer.
Yep. Man, Angel Mendoza, he's definitely been one of my favorite catchers to watch. I'll put it this way. He's one of the guys in this league at catcher who you expect to make the jump.
I'll say this too. I'm just going to recuse myself from talking about any Ballers. He is probably by far the best catcher in the league, my favorite catcher to watch. He's the only guy that I have seen where you're like, this guy is going to do good things in this game.
1-1 to Almanza. Big spot in this game with the bases loaded. He swings halfway at a breaking ball. It's 1-2. So good to see Mendoza remain back in this game, but we must return our attention to the play right here. 6-2 Ballers lead, bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Pitch is outside, 2-2. Almanza in this game 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Lefty Hasty in to face him after Supple knocked out going 4 1/3. 2-2 toss. Almanza takes. That is ball 3. 3-2. Mendoza dropped that 90-mile-an-hour fastball low. Always trying to steal a strike for his pitcher. Big spot here. Can't walk him. It would bring home the 7th run for Oakland. The runners are Cobb, Druick, Harris. The count is 3-2. The pitch is swung on and laced. Right side, gets past the dive of Beard and into right field. Clarkson fumbles the baseball. Druick is in. Harris gets the stop sign at third. And Almanza drives in 2. It's a single and an error by Clarkson, the 4th error of the game by Glacier, and Oakland's up 8-2. A 2 RBI knock through the right side by Christian Almanza.
2 more errors in this inning now, and while the error doesn't allow the second runner to score because Druick was being sent around third, it does put an even bigger emphasis on trying to get out of the jam for Hasty.
First to Helmick is a ball low.
I mean, you look at the crooked innings so far, and they've all been bolstered by errors.
1-0 on Helmick. 8-2 baller lead. And Helmick taps one to second. This should get another run home. The throw to first is in time. Druick scored on the last play. Harris is the one who comes home on that play, and Almanza goes to third. 9-2 ballers here in the bottom of the fifth. A 4-run inning for Oakland. They lead by 7 in the bottom of the fifth.
So the first 3 runs in the inning were earned on the line of Hasty. That one is unearned, and anything more after that as well. Actually, at this point, anything after that will go down as a team unearned run on Hasty's line.
Here's Leahy, the righty. Takes low. Mendoza can't find it. Where's the baseball? It's behind him. And touching home is Almanza. Oakland gets to double figures in the fifth with a 5 spot. It's 10-2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth inning.
That's actually going to go now as a wholly unearned run because Almanza advances to second on the error. So that's still going to be unearned on the line of Hasty.
So Almanza scores on the wild pitch. 1-0, and Leahy bounces it slowly to second. Beard on the run makes the play for out number 3. Ballers send 8 to the plate and get a 5-run fifth as the new leader for the celebrity inning is Arlo in 2025. It's the Ballers 10 and Glacier 2. We go to the 6th on 860 AM The Answer. Ballers in front, 10-2 in the top of the 6th inning. And Brody Iglite still out there, just needs one more out for a new career high. The righty pitches with a 10-2 lead. He'll face 2, 3, and 4 here in the top of the 6th inning. It's the Ballers leading 10-2. And Iglite hoping for a clean inning here in the top of the 6th. Seems like a good time to go over some scores from around the Pioneer League, as it is a final from Colorado Springs. The Grand Junction Jackalopes beat the Rocky Mountain Vibes 8-2. And Tyler is smiling from ear to ear. Top of the 6th inning here, it's 10-2. Oakland in front. Beard against Iglite. Iglite has never recorded an out in the 6th inning as a starter. Only his 3rd start in his professional career as he misses outside there, 1-0. Beard today is 0 for 1 with a strikeout, a walk, and a run scored. 1-0, popped up. Foul ground maybe. Almanza, the first baseman, just to the right of the baseline, makes the squeeze, and Brody Iglite has gone 5 1/3 for the first time in his pro career. I mean, the Ballers at this point have found a legit starter in Brody Iglite, at least the way he's been pitching. So Beard pops out. So 1 out, nobody on for Casarella, who's 0 for 2 today. As we take a look at some more scores, Iglite finds a strike, high in the zone, 0-1. Boise Great Falls postponed. So Boise will not pick up a game tonight At least they will not pick up another win. 0-1, a high hook, 1-1. Then some games still in action. Idaho Falls leads Ogden 10-6 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Billings leads Missoula in the bottom of the 8th, 2-1. Interesting. 1-1. That's outside. It's 2-1. Now let's see if Missoula has men on. They do not. 1 out, bottom of the 8th inning. Billings, if they can get 5 outs and hold the mighty Missoula to just 1 run, that would surely be something. 2-1 Casarella. Iglite size and delivers. Outside, called a strike. 2-2. Here we go. Casarella is the beer batter tonight here at Ramondi Park. If Iglite can strike him out, the fans will get $5 beer for the rest of the 6th inning. They are the loudest maybe they've ever been tonight. 2-2 for Brody. Hit right back to him. He tried the backhand, slowly rolled behind second. Harris throws on the run, picked out by Almanza. It's an infield hit. So Casarella has the first hit for Glacier since the first inning. And Iglite tried all he could to get that ball, the slow grounder over the mound behind his back, waving the glove at it as his motion took him towards first. Infield hit for Casarella. His 5th hit of the series brings up Kenny Lavari, who bunted for a single back in the first. 1 out, runner on first for Glacier. Top of the 6th inning, a 10-2 Oakland lead. Lavari 1 for 2 today. And the first pitch to the lefty is too high, 1-0. Let's check on one more score. Oh, boy. From Yuba Sutter, the High Wheelers lead the Northern Colorado Owls 11-0. Wah, wah. 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. But the good news for the Ballers is Vibe's already lost, and the Paddleheads might lose tonight, but I'm sure they have their sights set on tying that game and forcing the knockout round, if not walking it off. 1-1, laced into center field, base hit. 1 high hop for Bugs, who catches and fires towards the infield. Back-to-back singles up the middle for Glacier here in the 6th. Iglite at 77 pitches, and likely the pitch count is not too much higher. Oakland does not, though, have action in the pen, whereas Glacier does. It's really more about pitch count now than anything else, as Jack Lynch is being told by Joe Shields to head a bit more towards his own dugout. He was standing too close to the line of sight he was blocking the pitch clock. I hadn't even thought of that. Iglite steps off and disengages. Anyway, Joe Shields didn't like that because he was blocking the pitch clock in the on-deck circle. Here is Liniak with 1 out and 2 on. 10-2 Ballers lead, top of the 6th. Pitch swung on and popped up, out of play, right side, 0-1. If Iglite is pulled soon, it's not because of result, it's because of pitch count. I don't expect Iglite to throw over 100 pitches today, given his back injury suffered just a couple days ago. But then again, this series has been, as Iglite locates just low and outside, 1-1. The series in which Aaron Miles has chosen to throw his starters more than 100 pitches multiple times already.
I will say he does seem to be fine.
Yeah, he's shaken off whatever was the rust in the first inning, we'll say. 1-1. Liniak swings and pops up foul out of play, 1-2. Liniak today 0 for 1 with a fly out and a sac fly to center field. Glacier chasing 8. This is by far the biggest blowout of this series, as the first 2 games were 6-5. Last night was 5-2 Glacier. 1-2 from Iglite to Liniak. Righty-righty battle is jacked to left field, but foul. He actually kind of got it, I think, in on the hands a bit. And as a result, he didn't hit it that hard. Only 81 off the bat and into the netting.
Nice crowd on public transportation nights. It was a good year for me. I was 10 years old. 2005.
Doing the math real quick. 1-2. Is lined. Again, foul into the netting. Left field actually bounced off some sort of pole and back into the field of play. 2005, 10 years old.
But was I also 9 or was I also 11? That's what you don't know.
All I know is I think you were around when the printing press was invented.
I had my own Gutenberg Bible, yes.
All right. 2 on, 1 out for Liniak. Flown out twice today. Once was a sac fly. 1-2 from Iglite is too tall. 2-2.
I'll tell you this about the printing press. You want to talk about mass communication history? Mass communication, I believe it was 201 or 110 I had to take. The upper case of letters for the press was in the upper cabinet, and the lower case of letters, which had the small letters, was in the lower cabinet.
2-2, tap slowly to short. Cobb's only play is to first, and his throw is just in time. Liniak signals safe, but he's out. 2 down.
So the big letters were up top in the upper case, and the smaller letters were below in the lower case, which is how we get the term.
Oh. Wow.
You like that one?
You learn something new every day. That's one on the chalkboard for you, Mr. History Nerd.
Thank you. That was my Arizona State education. I cannot tell you whether L comes after K unless I actually run through the whole alphabet, but I can tell you that.
Well, Lynch has K'd today. And first pitch swinging, drives it high and deep right field. Helmick gives it a look, and that ball is history. Jack Lynch, with his second Glacier homer, cuts this lead to 5 on the 3-run Jack with 2 outs in the 6th. It's a 10-5 Oakland lead as Lynch just clears the wall in right at 379 feet.
You want to talk about a hit coming out of nowhere. That one came out of nowhere, and that has made this game extremely interesting.
Yeah, it's no longer blowout territory. 3 hits in the inning. You have to feel for Iglite a little bit. One of those hits was just a seeing eye single, really infield hit that Harris nearly threw out. I think it was Casarella on. But the 3-run homer makes it 10-5, and here's Howell. First to the righty is outside for a ball, 1-0. 3-run bomb from Jack Lynch. That is the 13th homer of his Pioneer League career. Had 11 last year with Great Falls. 1-0 to Howell. The righty takes a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. And still, Tyler, if Brody Iglite can just finish this 6th inning with a 5-run lead, that would be more than enough from the righty. 1-1 count here. Iglite kicks and fires, and Howell takes high and tight.
Basically, every pitcher this week has done the exact same thing. We said it early. We talked about it yesterday. I don't know what's going on. We've got to set the clocks back an extra 5 minutes or something.
5 on the pitch timer. Iglite gets a cut and a miss there on the fastball, 2-2. Howell is 2 for 24 this season against Oakland. However, one of his 2 hits was a home run.
Howell has chased a little bit in this series, especially up and in.
That one was well upstairs. Similar to the spot of ball 2 in this count. Pitch clock expires. No one sees it. Iglite gets a foul ball off to the right. Thank goodness nobody saw that.
Was that a sort of grace period 0 with some milliseconds on the clock, or was that a solid he missed it?
Ricardo Rodriguez does say, you know, if it's a good song, give it 2 beats. Something like that. That's actually what he told me pregame.
I believe that was talking about starting the pitch clock, though.
Yeah, that's true. 2-2 is low, 3-2. Payoff pitch coming next to Howell. 2 out, space is empty. Top of the 6th inning. 3-run homer in the frame by Lynch has made it 10-5 Oakland. Glacier back in this ballgame. Plenty of time on the pitch clock here for Iglite. His payoff. Outside corner, strike 3 call. Howell knew it. Iglite with 5 strikeouts on the night, just 1 shy of his career high, and he's got a new season best. 4 of them looking, and despite giving up the 3-run homer here in the 6th, he exits in line for the win. 10-5 Oakland here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That is if Iglite is done after all. We will see in the 7th. Ballers looking to respond here in the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th inning. It's the Ballers leading 10-5 over the Glacier Range Riders. Nevada Cohen alongside Tyler Peterson. Jacob Hasty is done. Goes 2/3 of an inning for Glacier. Gives up 1 hit and 1 run. It was unearned. Did not walk a batter. Did not strike out a batter. Gave up the 2-run single to Almanza and the RBI ground out by Helmick. And he'll face, he won't face anyone anymore because Hasty is out of this game. Looks like Iglite will be too. Someone warming in the Oakland pen looks like Caleb Franzen. So the new pitcher is Noah Cole, who has not pitched in 17 days. Right-hander, 27 years old, from Marietta, Georgia, facing Dylan Tatum. His first pitch is outside for ball 1. Cole making his 4th appearance of the year. He's got a 13.5 ERA, very much in this game right now to eat an inning or 2. 2 innings pitched this year, has given up just 1 hit, but 6 walks, and has allowed 3 earned runs. His 1-0 to Tatum is in for ball 2. He has not hit a batter, so all those earned runs coming on walks. Now, I'll give him some credit. On June 3rd, his last appearance against Oakland, he did not allow a run in an inning pitched. Tatum swings and pops it up on the infield. The catcher, Mendoza, is calling out orders. The third baseman, Lynch, makes the squeeze 1 down. But Cole, I will say, 17 days ago against Oakland, walked 3. So if I flip back in my scorebook to June 3rd, Cole got the 9th and allowed walks. After he got the first 2 outs of the inning to Buford and Almanza, both ground outs, he walked Santos, O'Hara, and Tatum, who just popped out, before getting Bugs to fly out to end the top of the 9th. Oakland won that game 12-2. First pitch is a called strike on Bugsy. 9-hitter with 1 out, and the base is empty. Ballers leading 10-5. Time is called by Joe Shields. Not sure what that was. Bugs today has reached twice and scored twice. That's what you want from your 9-hitter. First was because of an error, but then he singled in the 5th. Into right, just dropped it in front of Clarkson. And Bugs swings and drives one. Left field and deep at the wall. The catch made by Liniak. What a grab out there in left center. Jumping at the fence on the line drive and crashes into the wall, making a spectacular grab for out number 2. Kingston Liniak, more than just a pretty face and a big bat, makes a spectacular grab to rob Bugs of extra bases. It looked like it might be Bugsy's first career homer out there. A little earlier in the day, maybe that would have been the case, as Cobb takes a breaking ball in for ball 1. 2 outs, bases empty for Oakland here in the home 6th. They lead Glacier 10-5. 1-0 toss. Cobb takes off the plate. Ball 2, an appeal to first, but Alan Walker's talking to James Harris over there. He called it a strike. Oh. Thank you. Swing and a miss from Cobb. Where was that pitch? Yeah, it was a ball. I'm not crazy for thinking that should have been called a ball. It was just below the zone. Not a terrible call from Joe Shields, who's called a very good game tonight. And Cobb swings and misses. How about that? Noah Cole will really deflate that ERA with that 1-2-3 6th inning. And let's go to the 7th. New pitcher presumably for Oakland as the Ballers lead 10-5 over the Range Riders here from Ramondi on 860 AM The Answer. Brody Iglite is done. A career-high 6 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts on just 91 pitches. Replacing him is Caleb Franzen for the Ballers. Caleb making his 11th appearance. 5.4 ERA, 2-0 record, 13 1/3 innings, 14 hits, 2 walks, 18 strikeouts for the lefty Franzen from West Lynn, Oregon. Pitched on Tuesday. Went an inning and a third and the 6-5 win. No hits, no runs. Tied a season high with 3 strikeouts. His 3rd straight scoreless appearance. He, the lefty, enters for Iglite, the righty. I gave him the line, Tyler. What impressed you most about Brody in this game?
I got to ask you, where's the unearned run?
The pass ball, maybe?
The pass ball. The pass ball, which would have been, Beard was at second.
Yep.
The single.
The sac fly wouldn't have scored him.
Sac fly would not have. Very good. All right.
I'm learning.
All right. Because I did not have that. What impressed me about Iglite was his composure to come out and throw a career high after how the first inning went. But it's something which is happening across the board for the Oakland right now.
Lefty to start for Franzen, who will face 2 lefties in this inning. First to Ashworth, bounce backhand at third. Throw is low and dug out by Almanza. Nice play by Leahy to get that sharp shot from Ashworth. Tried to go the other way, 1 down on just 1 pitch.
And Leahy has played third base. In college, he's more seen time at second base for Davis.
Right.
So not necessarily, I would say, a third baseman's arm all the way. And you saw there, I think he was a little bit mad at himself there for bouncing that throw to Almanza. But he does play all 3 positions to the left of first base.
Now it's Angel Mendoza. Awesome to see him still in this game. First from the lefty, Franzen, outside corner for a strike, 0-1.
I mean, that's about as long as someone has been down that I've seen in a long time.
And then stay in this game?
And then stay in the game.
Wow. Amazing. 0-1 from Caleb Franzen. Bends it for a strike, outside corner, 0-2.
I mean, I hope I have seen the worst injury I've ever seen already.
Oh.
With the Peyton Harden injury at the end of last year. I hope nothing tops that ever. I mean, that was something which just I wish not to remember.
0-2 inside, called ball 1. No reason to challenge that. It was high and in. Joe Shields having himself a very good game.
Joe Shields, I don't think has missed a call.
I think like 1 or 2, and even those
were track
they were
man
close.
strikes?
They were close enough. 1-2, swung on, missed, pitch in the dirt, and Mendoza gives himself up. Tatum will still throw it to first, and there are 2 down as Franzen has faced 2, gotten a ground out, and struck out the other. 2 away. That would be a 2 unassisted putout.
Well, no, it would be a 2-3.
Well, Mendoza gave himself up.
If he gave himself up, you're correct.
Brings up Clarkson, the leadoff man, another lefty. First to him, way over his head for
Clarkson?
ball 1.
No? Not going to give it a go? No? All right.
No one.
I'll actually answer your question. What impressed me most about Brody? 7 base runners in 6 innings. That's what impressed me the most.
Yeah, keeping that
7 base
whip
runners in 6
down.
innings.
And that's after 3 base runners in the first. Actually, you know what? How about 1 base runner from the second to the 5th? That'll play. 1-0 foul tip into the mitt of the catcher Tatum, 1-1. 2 outs, bases empty for the Glacier Range Riders in the top of the 7th. They trail Oakland 10-5. Franzen against Glacier this season has been solid, except for 1 outing. 1-1 is low and away for a ball, 2-1. It was June 8th, so that Sunday game against Glacier, he gave up a Casarella triple and a Barranca homer in the 7th inning. But struck out the side on June 5th and struck out 3 days ago. 2-1 is high and tight on Clarkson. Clarkson today 1 for 3, had a homer back in the first inning. A 393-foot bomb into right, 104 off the lumber. Even stance lefty, facing the lefty Franzen. 3-1 toss is jacked. This ball is erased to right field. 389 feet, 104 off the bat. Launch angle of 33.5, but the hang time is the one that stood out there. That looked like an NFL caliber punt as Clarkson has a 2-homer game.
I mean, Steven Rivas' home run last year here was still the longest home run I've seen at this ballpark. That was a long home run that cleared the Glacier bullpen.
3-1 middle fastball. What do you expect from TJ Clarkson with the multi-homer game? first of the season for him.
Don't look now. It's a 4-run game.
Yeah, this game far from over. Now it's Logan Beard. And he rifles one over second into the gap in right center field. Back-to-back balls with an exit velo of 104 as Beard singles into the gap in right center with 2 down.
Well, how about the fact that the Range Riders have now scored 6 runs, which they were not able to do each of the last 3 nights. This is their best offensive output. They've nearly entirely deserved it, whereas Oakland has the 5 earned runs on the other side.
So after the Beard single into right center, here's Casarella. Tying run in the hole for Glacier. We're still a little ways away. Foul ball, nothing in 1. 10-6 Oakland leads. Top of the 7th, the crowd wants Beard. There was just last call issued, so this is the last chance for the beer batter Casarella to go down swinging or looking.
They better run to the stands if that happens.
0-1 is fouled off into left field. Yeah, there ain't going to be much time.
Are they going to, if we're going to hit the 7th inning stretch, are they still going to serve?
That's a good question. I think you have to at this point. You've tempted the fans with some $5 beer, and this is their last chance. 2 outs, 0-2 pitch with a runner on first, a 4-run Ballers lead. Pitch is high and away, ball 1. That was nowhere close. Crowd booing, of course.
I've got at least 10 fans tapping the head for wanting a challenge.
The boos are because they want booze. 1-2. Bounce foul.
That's the second gold star for you today, by the way.
I actually snuck in a comment similar to that earlier, and it just went under the radar, so I brought it back. Still 1-2 on Casarella. I appreciate it. I'm like a kid at the doctor's office. All I care about are stickers. 1-2. Wave and a miss. Pitch in the dirt. $5 beer for everyone. Well, not us. We can't drink and broadcast. Not well, at least.
Not you, anyway.
No. Clarkson with the homer in the inning, but Beard stranded, and Casarella is Franzen's second strikeout victim. 2 hits in the inning and 1 run for Glacier. It's a 4-run ball game. 10-6 Oakland. Time to stretch here on 860 AM The Answer.
District Council 6 Painters and Allied Trades represent the best in the business. That's District Council 16 Painters and Allied Trades. Painters, drywall finishers, glaziers, and floor coverers, proudly serving Northern California and Nevada. They stand for top-tier training, great wages, strong benefits, and dignity on the job. Join the International Union of Painters and Allied Trades today. District Council 16, building our future, one skilled trade at a time. IUPATS, International Union of Painters and Allied Trades. That's not part of the script. I just was
I like it.
Putting
Going
it
off
together.
script tonight again, Tyler. That's Tyler Peterson. I'm Nevada Cullen. Sorry for muting you, Tyler, during that. To be fair, I'm the number 1 on the road, so I muted the number 1. Santos, 3 strikeouts today, hoping to avoid the golden sombrero here to start the bottom of the 7th, facing Cole, the righty. Second inning of work for him. First pitch is high for a strike, nothing in 1. Ballers lead 10-6, bottom of the 7th. Speaking of that fact, Tyler.
Tell me.
How are you feeling time called right here? Let's see what it's all about.
It's about Noah Cole waiting I think it's about seeing Oh, no, it's. Okay, so there's no ball there, but Cole did not look up. 1 ball, 1 strike? Okay,
Yep,
so they
1-1.
added a ball
Automatic ball.
because Cole didn't establish eye contact. Can you do that? I guess you can.
1-1. Outside and low. 2-1. It's nothing about Cole as a person. It's just it seems like Joe Shields just wants him to be respectful. You shake hands, you maintain eye contact. 2-1 fouled away. 2-2.
Well, so the rule is that you don't begin your delivery until you've made eye contact with the hitter. So it appears to me that Joe Shields has said this is the second time I've told him. The first time was a warning, and so his recourse is to add a ball. So it must be in the rules that he is allowed to do such.
Nice. Santos will take it. The guy who's walked 15 times this season, but he's in a 2-2 count now after that foul ball off to the left side. Base is empty, nobody out. Santos leading off the bottom of the 7th. And he swings and hits one sharply to second. Fielded by Beard, his throw in time. 1 down. So no golden sombrero, at least not for now, for Eastside. 1 out for the 3-hitter Davis Druick. And Todd Pratt waiting to get out here. And now he'll go and point to the pen. Okay, so Glacier's going to make a change. They'll go to a lefty likely. I'm guessing Luke Cooper enters here in the 7th inning. And we'll tell you exactly who it is, if it is Cooper, if it's someone else. We'll tell you about them when you return. Bottom of the 7th inning, Oakland leads Glacier 10-6 on 860 AM The Answer. Well, maybe the best we've seen of Noah Cole all season. He is relieved here in the bottom of the 7th inning by Glacier's Cam Cowan. Cowan making his 11th appearance, 5.56 ERA, 0-1 record, 1 save, 11 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 10 walks, 24 strikeouts for the righty, 25 years old. Hard-throwing righty, Tuesday against Oakland, blew a save, got the loss, 2/3 of an inning, a hit, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, a hit by pitch, a strikeout, and a wild pitch. Cole, really good, Tyler.
1 1/3 scoreless, 4 up, 4 down with a strikeout. I'd say so. Probably one of his best outings, period.
First to Davis Druick is taken low, 1-0. So, okay, what Cam Cowan do we see tonight? That's the question. Do we see the one that had an impressive 6-out save against Missoula, where he struck out 5, including Roberto Pena, to end it? Or do we see the one from Tuesday? Druick swings and fouls one off to the left, 1-1.
I don't think he's come into many ball games where his team has been down 4.
No.
At least not this season.
And it's a good spot to bring him in because he's got to just figure something out, because back-to-back games he had really struggled in high-leverage situations as Druick takes low 2-1, because Friday at Yuba Sutter, 3 earned runs, gave up a game-tying sac fly in the 8th, and then the go-ahead grand slam. Druick takes low for a strike at the knees, 2-2.
You said something about go-ahead grand slam. Oh, in Missoula. No?
No, against Yuba Sutter.
Oh, against Yuba Sutter. Excuse
Parker
me.
Cadeau. 2-2 bounces into Druick, 3-2.
I will say this, too. It's the second time that Cowan has taken a loss against Oakland, because he did so on the second night of the 2024 season on a base hit to right by Colton Horner, bringing in the lead run.
Nice.
If memory serves me right.
Druick in a 3-2 count. He's scored every time today. 2 hits and a homer. And he takes ball 4. No, it's called strike 3 at the bottom of the zone. Joe Shields is correct, but, man, he showed up. Davis Druick right there.
Well, Davis Druick, I think, tried to show up Joe Shields.
That's true. That's true.
And right now, Joe Shields is not in the mood, right? I don't think at all.
No.
I don't think he's in the mood right now.
Cowan now faces Harris with 2 away after the looking strikeout of Druick. First time he's been retired. Harris has a grand slam in this game and has scored twice. First pitch to the righty hitter, a late hack at 92. Interesting, 92 with the fastball there from Cowan. That seems like a tick down maybe?
93 is the fastest we've seen today so far.
Okay. Even 93 feels like, I think he can get hotter than that. 0-1, bounce, pass short. No, gloved, and the throw to first in time. It was past him. And then Howell made the play, ranging behind second. Spins and throws to first off balance like prime Derek Jeter to get Danny Harris with one of the best plays you'll see all season.
That is the best infield play we have seen all season, hands down. We've seen O'Hara make a great catch in center. We saw Bugs make a great catch in center. That is the best infield play we have seen all season.
This middle of the field today. Liniak in center, robbing Bugs last inning. Now it's Harris robbed of a hit by Howe to end the 7th. Let's go to the 8th. Maybe some more defense in store. 10-6, Oakland over Glacier on 860 AM. The Answer. Top of the 8th, it's 10-6. Glacier trailing Oakland. Range Riders hitting now. 4, 5, and 6 due up here in the top of the 8th inning. Nevada Cohen alongside Tyler Peterson. And Ballers up by 4. Franzen on the hill. So it's time for a little late night wide world of baseball. Where could we be going this inning? Taking you out of the press box. First pitch nearly hits Lavari in the head, 1-0. Well, with Jack Lynch due up third, let's go to his hometown of Milford, Connecticut. Does that sound familiar to you, Tyler?
Is that the same as New Milford?
It is not, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
In this edition of Wide World of Baseball.
Is this Old Milford then?
Yeah, apparently so. 1-0 is called strike, bottom of the zone, 1-1 on Lavari. So Milford, Connecticut, the hometown of Glacier's Jack Lynch, is a coastal city in New Haven County, between New Haven and Bridgeport in South Connecticut. It is 1-1 pitch. That's a strike outside corner, 1-2. It is actually an hour southeast of New Milford, which is Noah Martinez's hometown, which is why Tyler was familiar with the name Milford. So it's actually not close to Noah's hometown, but the 1-2 pitch is grounded to third, backs up Leahy, makes the play on 2 hops, belt high snag, throw to first is handled by Almanza in time, 1 away.
I was going to say, I think an hour in Connecticut spans the whole state.
Just about. It gets you to central Connecticut at the very least. So Liniak will bat next. 1 out, bases empty here in the top of the 8th inning as Lynch is now on deck, and we're talking about his hometown of Milford. It's actually only a 20-minute drive to New Haven, where Yale University is located. Why did you drop out of Yale, Tyler?
They never gave him the opportunity to.
First pitch fouled off. 0-1. That was for all you Gilmore Girls fans out there.
I have been watching a strangely large amount of Gilmore Girls the last couple of weeks.
Well, you will get to that at
Stars Hollow?
Some point.
That's
that
a
line.
spoiler for me. Thank you very much.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, the statute of limitations. 0-1 pop foul out of play, 0-2. Population of 50,000, Milford, Connecticut, as of 2023. And it has over 14 miles of shoreline. I mentioned it's a coastal city. It faces Long Island Sound, which is the most shoreline, 14 miles, of any town of Connecticut facing the Sound. 0-2 pitch, outside 1-2. And a large portion of the shoreline forms the Silver Sands State Park. Because of its location, it hosts an oyster festival the third Saturday in August each year. Joan Jett has performed there in the past. That was the biggest name I could find. 1-2 is pop foul out of play right side. Almanza won't have room. Still 1-2 with 1 out, bases empty. 10-6 Ballers lead, top of the 8th inning. Now, have you heard of the oatmeal lots of Liberty Park in Milford, Connecticut? Tyler has not. I wouldn't expect you to. Let's talk about those after this 1-2 pitch. High and away. 2-2. Starting in 1902, Quaker Oats oatmeal boxes came with a coupon, redeemable for the legal deed to a tiny lot in Milford, sometimes as small as 10 by 10 feet. 2-2 pitch, just low, 3-2. And so a small number of children or their parents, often residents living near Milford, collected the deeds and started paying the extremely small property taxes on the oatmeal lots. Nothing ever came of those. 3-2 is ball 4, low and inside. Liniak angrily tosses the bat to his dugout, trying to start a rally here with 1 out in the 8th.
It's amazing how you have all this knowledge just in your head at any moment's notice.
I know. I don't do any research on this. I just know this much about Milford, Connecticut, the hometown of Jack Lynch, who bats next, a 3-run homer in the 6th inning. The Milford native bats from the left side against the lefty Franzen with 1 out and a 10-6 deficit for Glacier in the top of the 8th. First pitch, bends in, strike 1, top of the zone. I do have one notable athlete from Milford, Connecticut. Can you guess what sport they play?
Lacrosse?
Not quite. How about hockey?
Okay.
Lacrosse was a great informed guess. 0-1 to the lefty Lynch. Runner at first, Liniak. Pitch from Franzen is swung on. Bounce to first. Almanza picks it. Steps on the bag for 1. Throw is offline, but the tag is applied by Trey Cobb. And Almanza handles the double play.
I mean this in the nicest way possible. That is not a play the Ballers make at the start of the season.
No.
This defense on the infield has worked so hard day in, day out before each game that now their defense is a asset.
That's right. And so the Ballers are 3 outs away from a Game 4 win as Lynch, the Milford, Connecticut native, home of two-time Stanley Cup winner Jonathan Quick, grounds into a double play to end the top of the 8th. It is 10-6 Oakland. We head to the home half on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the 8th inning, the Ballers lead the Range Riders. It is 10-6 in the bottom of the 8th, and Christian Almanza will start the inning against Cam Cowan, who entered in the 7th. Righty-lefty matchup. First toss is outside, called a strike, 0-1. Ballers have not scored since their 5-run 5th. Glacier has scored the last 4 runs of this game. 0-1 to Almanza, bends in outside for a strike, 0-1. That curled into the strike zone. And Almanza, who had a 2-run single in the 5th inning, is 1 for 3 today. 0-2 toss is outside, 1-2. Let's check in on some scores now in the Pioneer League.
Please.
We have a final from Idaho Falls and a final from Missoula. 1-2. Almanza swings and cranks one high in the sky. Liniak cannot find it in center. Liniak still does not see it, and it drops in left field in front of Ashworth. It's a double for Christian Almanza. No one could see it in the Glacier outfield, and Almanza has a 2-hit game.
It's not the first time we've seen that in the history of this park, but it does not happen very often.
Calling it a double to left center.
Yeah.
Because no outfielder could see it. And Helmick is next. Poor Cam Cowan can't catch a break at this point. Now he has
to run. It was about 15, 20 feet from being a home
Oh,
run.
yeah, it was really deep out there. And yet, it's still Ashworth and Liniak could have caught it and did not see it. Helmick bats with no one out. Ballers up 10-6, looking for insurance in the home eighth. Cowan the righty, Helmick the lefty. First pitch outside, 1-0. Final, unfortunately, from Idaho Falls, 10-6.
Okay.
Chuckers. Final from Missoula, 2-1. Billings beats the Paddleheads. 1-0 is low. 2-0
And
show.
I'll say this really quick before I'm going to cut you off and say all audience members tonight can enjoy that score.
Well said. Safe to say the Ballers don't like the Paddleheads in terms of the fact that they beat them 2 out of 3 games and are fighting for a playoff spot. And, well, Glacier and Missoula are rivals.
One of the tensest rivalries
Oh,
as well.
Yeah. 2-0 pitch to Helmick. He checked his swing on an inside pitch. He did not hold up, according to Ricardo Rodriguez. I don't know about that one. 2-1. He came close to swinging, and Ricardo said he did. So I'm not going to question Ricardo here. 2-1 count on Helmick. Inside, ball 3. Yeah, that rivalry from Glacier and Missoula, the stage it's at now, it's what Yuba Sutter and Oakland will be in a few years.
The flashpoint last year for Glacier was when they beat Missoula to advance to the championship.
Yep. 3-1. Helmick cuts and misses.
I should say the flashpoint. That means the beginning of the route. That's more of the
one of the pinnacles.
One of the heights for as far as Glacier is concerned in the rivalry.
Well, Cam Cowan had one of the highlights this season with a 6-out save against Missoula. Payoff. Helmick swings and fouls it off. 3-2 count here with none out. Runner at second is Almanza after his pop-up double. Fly ball double into left center. He flied it out there. It wasn't a pop-up. It had plenty of distance, and it fell in front of Ashworth. Full count pitch. Swung on and missed. Cowan threw a nasty breaking ball there. It looked like the slider that stayed low and away from Helmick for out number 1. Brings up Nick Leahy. He is 0 for 3 today. It's another strikeout for the Ballers.
I was about to say he has nothing.
Looking at Helmick. Ballers have now 10 strikeouts today. First to Leahy is outside for ball 1.
And he's been pulling off today, too. A couple times that he's pulled off some sliders that front foot is sort of dodged out toward left field.
See if he goes backside. Nope. Pulled off again. 1-1. Could see a little Leahy backside extra base hit right here. He had one of them on June 6th against Glacier, nearly homering, but denied by the tall right field wall. 1-1 count in this righty-righty battle. Pitch. Leahy takes in 2-1. Did Cowan want to challenge that, or was he just adjusting his cap? I never know anymore.
Cap.
Pitchers know not to challenge for the most part in this league unless you're an Ogden Raptor.
The name of the Ogden Raptor who kept losing his hat is?
2-1 pitch outside, ball 3. No, and Leahy challenges that correctly. Spoiler alert, that's ball 3.
I say you didn't even have to look at the TrackMan for that one.
No. So Leahy gets himself in a 3-1 count. Oh, that would have been Justin Jones, the Ogden Raptor, who kept losing his cap because he had such a long, flowy hairdo.
Yeah.
And probably too big of a cap.
Probably too big of a cap is what you're saying. You're saying it's too big. He should have went down to the small medium.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. I would have figured that the hat was too small and it kept ejecting itself off of his head.
That's probably, is that more likely? Yeah.
I don't know, actually.
Hitters count for Leahy. He takes ball 4 low and outside. Called a strike. Is Leahy going to challenge again? No, that was correctly called a strike by Shields. He has been mainly money tonight. That was on the corner.
Yeah, I mean, that's the ball to Leahy that was overturned. I have to say, the first true missed call by Shields today. He has been really good tonight.
Yep. That one was correctly called a strike at the bottom of the zone, so now a full count pitch from Cowan to Leahy. Expect breaking ball here. He gets it, and he fights it off. 3-2. Open base at first, and with how Leahy handled the last breaking ball that Cowan threw, I knew he was going to go to it again.
I was going to say, you didn't even have to listen into Angel Mendoza's pitch comm to know that a breaking ball was coming there.
Let me turn the volume up on it again.
Obviously, yeah.
Fastball. 3-2. No, my pitch comm was wrong. Leahy lays off a breaking ball there and walks on the 3-2 pitch, so successfully uses a challenge there.
Well, I think that is the right call all the same because of the way Leahy was fighting off some of those breaking balls and having not a ton of success. So I liked breaking ball there.
See if Tatum can serve up a tater here.
Oh, a Tatum tater. Haven't had one of those in a while.
One out. Tatum, did he offer? No, it's off the glove of Mendoza. High pitch. Probably a wild pitch.
Probably a wild pitch that was so high, Ben will have a second look at it. If Mendoza had to come out of his crouch, it's a wild pitch.
I think he did. Tatum up with 2 in scoring position and 1 out. Tatum would love a tater here, but at this point, he's just trying to bring a run home. And Tatum pops it up right side, foul. It'll be 1-1.
It looks like it's going to be a pass ball.
Okay. Pass ball. It's a tough call, but
if you didn't have to come out of the crouch on that. All right. Oh, he had to reach up? Oh, he had to reach up?
Pitch misses. 2-1.
All right, let's see it again, Ben.
2-1 the count on Tatum. Ballers lead 10-6. Bottom of the 8th inning. Infield drawn in. Runner at third is Almanza. Second is Leahy. 2-1 toss. Tatum takes ball 3 off the plate, called a strike. Nope, that was a strike on the outside corner, correctly called by Joe Shields.
Now you're the one who's jumping the gun.
Nicely done, Joe.
Ken, you like pass ball? All right, pass ball it is.
2-2, bounce down the third baseline. Foul, hopping over the ball, Almanza.
And the pass ball could potentially help the ERA of Cowan. So Mendoza never had to come up out of his crouch. He did have to reach up slightly by his eyes, but it was one that certainly a catcher of his caliber should have had.
Ballers trying to extend this 4-run lead. Infield in for Glacier. 2-2 pitch to Dylan Tatum. Is called a ball. Check swing. They want an appeal first down to first. No appeal granted. No challenge granted. It's 3-2.
Okay.
Alan Walker just didn't budge over there. Didn't feel like he had a good view of it, which I appreciate. Bases not full. Second and third. 1 out. 3-2 pitch. Count is full. And Tatum fights it off. This is a big, big at-bat here for obvious reasons, Tyler. Dylan Tatum, who's 0 for 3 today. The catcher has driven in 9 so far this season for Oakland. The Stockton native hitting with the infield in. And 1 out. A chance to get Almanza home from third and possibly Leahy from second. Ballers led 10-2. Glacier has closed in with 4 runs over the past 3 innings. Tatum digs in right side. Cowan, the right-handed pitcher, blew a save just a couple days ago. His payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4, bases loaded. And here we go again. Cam Cowan, who gave up a fly ball double earlier in this inning, has now walked 2 batters back-to-back to load him up for Darryl Buggs.
2 things about that. One, he is now throwing 95 consistently.
Yep. Okay.
Second of that is this has not been made in the same way.
Yep.
The ball to the outfield should have been caught if anyone was able to track it down. They might have sort of looked at each other. I mean, Ashworth was much closer to the ball than Liniak ever was, and he almost got to the spot. But this has not been the same anatomy of the ninth inning the other night. So it's not so much it's Cowan's issue, but he does have an issue now.
Bases full of ballers. Darryl Buggs, the batter. Can he pitch out of the frame with 1 out? And the bases juiced. Glacier trailing Oakland 10-6, bottom of the 8th. First pitch to Buggs. His swung on and missed. He was late on the 96-mile-an-hour fastball. So I was right. He took something off to throw strikes earlier in the 7th inning.
And now Bugs wants that hit he was robbed of the other night on the fielder's choice.
Bugs fouls one off. He's quickly down 0-2. He was robbed of a hit in the 6th inning. Hit one to left center field. Liniak made the play while jumping into the wall. It was a fantastic catch, only to be outdone by Howell's play to end the 7th. 0-2 from Cowan. Too tight. Brushed back Bugs, 1-2.
It'll be Bugs and Cobb. They'll both have a chance to pad the 4-run lead unless there's a double play here.
1-2 count. Cowan kicks and fires. Bugs takes strike 3. He knew it all the way. Dirty breaking ball went front door on the righty, and Bugs is down looking. Base is still loaded for the leadoff man, Trey Cobb.
Yeah, he did not have the breaking ball the other night. That was just not an available pitch to him. So this night it is sharp and it is a good one. And even though he walked Leahy, it was more about Leahy having a good at bat.
See if Cobb swings first pitch here with the bases loaded and 2 outs. He does not. He takes a breaking ball, called a strike, low outside corner. Nothing in 1 on Cobb. He's had a quiet series, just 3 hits. He has scored twice today. Struck out his last time. Righty batter, righty pitcher. Cobb takes high. That's strike 2. He got another breaking ball. 90. Oh, no, that was maybe a fastball, or actually, I'm going to guess cutter there from Cowan. That one maybe should have been called a ball, but it's 0-2 all the same. Cowan looking to pitch his way out of the bases loaded jam, and Cobb strikes out on a pitch in the dirt. So Cowan leaves him loaded in the 8th, but the Ballers still lead by 4. The score after 8, 10-6 Oakland over Glacier as we head to the 9th on 860 AM The Answer. Your line score as we start the 9th. Glacier 6 runs, 7 hits, 4 errors. Oakland 10 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Entering the game on the mound is Sully. And entering back on the play-by-play, here's Tyler Peterson.
It's the 9th. And Connor Sullivan is on the mound. Not a save situation, but certainly a chance to finish this game off. Sullivan, 12 appearances, no record, a 1.29 ERA, and a league-leading 7 saves. He struck out 11, only walked 2, only allowed 7 hits in 14 innings, a 146 batting against.
He enters this game for Caleb Franzen, who goes 2 innings, allowing 2 hits, and just 1 earned run on a home run by Clarkson, his second of the game. 1 walk and 2 strikeouts for the lefty. Franzen entering for him, the right-hander, Sully.
Howell the first to bat. We'll see Ashworth and Mendoza after him. Any potential pitch hitters, Barranca is available, Manzo is available, Mabry is available. Howell is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Sullivan's first pitch on its way is a fastball off the plate for ball 1. 1-2-3 in the 9th on Wednesday evening. The lone appearance for him in the series. The 1-0 is a slider down and away, 2-0. Pocket out in the back of Howell. The next pitch is way outside on the slider. It's 3-0. I don't know if Howell turned out his pocket in previous at-bats, but when you need a rally, you got to mix things up. Ballers looking for win number 3 on the series. A 3-0 to Howell is a fastball right down the middle for strike 1.
I talked to Shilly pregame, and he said that on Wednesday his effectiveness can be attributed to having all 3 pitches working.
The 3-1 now. It's swung on, grounded towards short. Cobb is over. He picks it up. He drops it. His throw is still in time. Boy, to be a shortstop and know you've got that in your back pocket. 1 away.
That's why he was one of the best collegiate shortstops, Trey Cobb. He was a semifinalist for the Brooks Wallace Award, the nation's top shortstop in 2024 at Troy, and now he's doing it on the pro stage with that sweet play, staying with it after knocking it down.
Ashworth now. Sullivan from the windup, 2 shakeoffs from Tatum, and now the first pitch to Ashworth is a fastball right down the middle for strike 1. Shaking off twice to get to a fastball right down the middle. It'll work, going 1.
Yep.
It's probably not exactly where that pitch was supposed to be. But I jest. Oakland up 10-6, 1 out in the 9th. The next pitch to Ashworth, again, right down the middle. Looked like the off-speed there, 83, probably a changeup. It's 0-2 to Ashworth, the left-handed hitter, who today is 0 for 3. Sullivan from the windup, the 0-2 to Ashworth is swung on and fouled back. Fastball out of play. Two big innings for Oakland today. It was 4 in the 3rd and 5 in the 6th. In both of those innings, Glacier, 2 errors each. The 0-2 pitch is low for ball 1. They certainly took advantage of Glacier pitching today, or excuse me, of the Glacier pitchers once the errors were made on the field. Just 4 of the 10 earned today. The 1-2 now on its way. Sullivan kicks and fires, and Ashworth takes at the bottom of the zone. Strike 3 called. And there's 2 outs in the 9th.
Could see him tap the side of his helmet to say, what are you doing there, Kyle? He's talking to himself because he stared at strike 3, but that's just the trouble of facing Silly. Sometimes you're going to look at a pitch that you should have swung at.
I had to say he looked at 3 balls that were pretty much right down the center of the plate. He fouled the other one away. The next pitch to Mendoza is a slider in for strike 1, top of the zone.
He's been so dominant against Glacier this year. Just 1 hit allowed in 5 appearances, including this one.
Oakland looking for their 19th win of the year. The 0-1 pitch is a slider off the plate. An excellent pitch by Sullivan, who is going for a swing and a miss by Mendoza. I would love to know the record between these two batters, this batter and this pitcher from last year as well. The 1-1 is a slider caught at the top of the zone for strike 2. 3 straight sliders to Mendoza. He's taken all 3, and it's a 1-2 count. And now Oakland is 1 strike away. Sullivan from the windup. The high kick and the pitch is swung on and fouled back. He went hard on Mendoza. 89 on outside. It's 1-2. Mendoza stands back in. Sullivan winds. Sullivan fires, and it's a fastball high for ball 2. The 2-2 now. Mendoza takes off the plate. 3-2. That was the sweeping slider, and again, looking for a swing and a miss. Now a full count. Sullivan with a payoff to Mendoza. Here it comes. Mendoza takes just low, and Tatum is going to challenge. And what do we have? Here it comes. It has been confirmed a ball. That's what it has. So it's been confirmed a ball. If that's what he's got, that's what he's got.
Okay.
Very close. Very close. And now Clarkson. First pitch to Clarkson is a strike on the inside. So Oakland loses their first challenge. Here's the 0-1. Clarkson, a half swing. It's off of his bat, foul. All right, we'll try the 0-2 again. Boy, that was awfully close. Clarkson, 2 home runs today. Sullivan fires, and that is just below the zone. He was going for a swing and a miss. Clarkson did not offer. Sullivan from the stretch. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and fouled away. That was off the plate.
You know how we talk about moral victories sometimes?
Yeah, we do talk about them.
Glacier getting a runner on against Sully is actually a moral victory in this case.
Had they not done that previously?
Well, they have, but.
The 1-2 on its way. It swung on and fouled again.
I mean, just the dominance that Sully has shown against them has been notable. They've gotten, again, 0 runs against them and just 1 hit.
1 hit in all 4 previous appearances, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
That is the 3rd walk he's issued against Glacier.
1-2 to Clarkson. Sullivan trying to put an end to this ball game. The 1-2 pitch is swung on, high chopper. Almanza backs up. He will run to the bag himself, and this ball game is over. The Ballers beat the Range Riders for the 3rd time in 4 games in this series, and they win by the final score of 10-6 tonight. It's the biggest offensive output of the series for both teams. And a couple of heroes to talk about in the game. But really what it comes down to tonight is Glacier opening things up and making the win available to Oakland.
Yep. I mean, that grand slam given to them in the 3rd inning after 2 errors set it up, and then 2 more errors in the 5th, a 5-run inning. When you get 4 runs in 1 inning, 5 in another, as Aaron Miles has said to me before, crooked numbers win ball games. More the times than not in Major League Baseball, when a team puts up a crooked number, whoever that is, that team is going to win.
So we're going to see who Aubrey Tolliver pulls out of this handshake line. I mean, I think there was one gentleman who had the biggest swing in the game. So we've actually already talked to him once this series as well. All right. So we are going to wait for everyone to get set up. And then we are going to have, looks like Aubrey Tolliver has grabbed Danny Harris. And so we will now send it down to the field where Aubrey Tolliver is standing by.
Hi, Ballers fans. Hi, Tyler up there in the booth. I am here with Danny Harris. Danny had a grand slam in the 3rd inning, his first professional grand slam. How did it feel?
Oh, it felt great, man. It was awesome.
You go up into that at bat. What are you thinking? I'm sure you're not thinking you're going to put it over the fence in one of the deepest parts of the yard.
I was just trying to hit the ball.
Well, you're on a 10-game hit streak. What do you think has been going right and you've been seeing well?
Just got to keep swinging and trust your teammate. That's it.
That's right. It helps to trust your teammates when you, whenever something goes flying over here, I never know whether or not it's water. You guys are on a roll. Talk about this Ballers team and what has really led to your guys' success over the past, three series.
We just keep having fun. We just show up every day, put our work in, and then go from there and just play ball.
What's your favorite part about playing with the Ballers?
My teammates, man. We just have a lot of fun every day when we show up to the field.
Awesome. Thank you, Danny. Back to you, Tyler.
Thank you, Aubrey. We'll take a break. We'll come back for our Ballers postgame show on 860 AM, The Answer. That's absolutely correct. Welcome back to Oakland Ballers Baseball on 860 AM. The Answer. I'm Tyler Peterson with Nevada Cullen. It's the postgame show here from Raimondi Park. The Ballers winners for a third time in 4 games in this series. They have secured at least a split with 2 games remaining here in this 6-game series. The only time that Glacier will come to Oakland this year, it's an 8th win over Glacier in 10 games so far this series. The final totals on the night, it's 6 runs, 7 hits, and 4 errors for Glacier. 10 runs on 8 hits and no errors for the Oakland Ballers. Let's talk about these 2 pitchers today. Nevada Brody Aglite gets the win. He goes 6 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 were earned, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. And whatever it is that this week has been, it was, look, if you can just get through the first inning, then you're probably going to be a winning pitcher. Now, that didn't happen for St. Pierre yesterday. He allowed the 2 rallies, but Aglite eliminated the second of the 2 rallies after a couple runs came through.
And that obviously has been key for Oakland this series. I think yesterday we saw Zach St. Pierre getting a little too much trouble in the first inning, and then the Ballers could not respond offensively. This was more similar to what we saw from Reed Butts, who gave up 1 run in the first inning and then bounced back. Dylan Matsuoka actually gave up only 1 in the first and then 2 in the second and 1 more in the third. So what we saw today, the performance from Aglite, most similar to Reed Butts in that he only gave up a couple runs in the first inning and didn't give up a run again until that 3-run 6th. And by that time, he gave the Oakland offense a chance to respond. When you give up a huge crooked number in the first inning, that often kills the vibe. And the offense really feels like – sorry, I'm not killing Toasty here. Trigger warning. Sorry, Toasty. Any Rocky Mountain Vibes fans out there. Anyways, that smaller deficit that Oakland had to fight against, yeah, I mean, you could see in the bottom of the first today, they get the homer from Druick, and that really changes things.
Well, if you want to compare Brody Aglite to Reed Butts, then I'll compare Grant Taylor to Rain Supple. And I think Supple, we talked about Taylor having a good start and taking the loss. Supple had a much better start than that, and he still takes the loss. 7 Ks, 1 walk, 4.1 innings pitched, 6 hits, 9 runs, only 4 earned, and really it was the Glacier defense that killed them today.
The main defense between Taylor and Supple in that Glacier did not make an error in that game. And so Supple really cannot be blamed for tonight's loss. Really, the grand slam doesn't happen without those 2 errors, and everything went south from there for Glacier.
There's no save in the contest tonight and a 10-6 final. Time of the game was 2 hours and 43 minutes in front of 2,005 fans. Now, a couple of the stars of tonight's game, of course, were Danny Harris, who we saw earlier. He scored 2 runs today. Just took a 1 for 4, though. That one was the big one, the grand slam. Davis Druick was on base 3 times, took a 2 for 3, a solo home run in the first, a walk in the third, and a RBI single in the 5th. He later came around to score. And Christian Almanza, 2 hits, went 2 for 4, had a 2-run single in the 5th, and doubled, sort of got a free double as the ball dropped in the outfield in the 8th. And Connor Sullivan, a 1-2-3-4 9th inning, just allowing the walk. Still in 5 appearances, has only allowed 1 hit to the Glacier Range Riders, which is pretty incredible. And we were talking with Scott and Patrick before the game, and they were talking about how the teams have done against the bullpen of Oakland, and that's only the 4th run given up in 10 games by Oakland's bullpen, something to the tune, I believe, of 38 innings pitched.
Right, that was coming into this game, so with their 3 today, that's pushed it over 40, and this Oakland bullpen has just dominated Glacier.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about scores around the league. Once again, Oakland wins by the final score of 10-6. This is Ballers Baseball on 860 AM. The Answer. Welcome back to Ballers Baseball here on 860 AM. The Answer. Tyler Peterson and Nevada Cullen finishing up our final segment of Ballers postgame, a 10-6 victory over the Glacier Range Riders. So the question now is, Nevada, the Ballers with a loss yesterday dropped to a half game out of a playoff spot. Where did we finish now with scores around the league?
Well, let's tell you what doesn't matter. Boise and Great Falls postponed tonight. Yuba Sutter, I guess that does matter, so maybe I'll save it. Well, every other game has something. So let's tell you the one game that's live right now. It's Yuba Sutter in the top of the 7th beating Northern Colorado 20-0. Yikes. So Yuba Sutter stays on their hot ways. Idaho Falls bounces back with a 10-6 win against Ogden. So Idaho Falls bounces back with a victory over the Raptors today. Grand Junction Jackalopes, though, beat the Rocky Mountain Vibes 8-2. We talked about that one earlier. So Vibes continuing to struggle. And again, we had mentioned final for Missoula, Billings 2, Missoula 1. The starter for Missoula, Ryan Wentz, a complete game loss, 9 innings, needed just 101 pitches to do it, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, and 10 strikeouts in a loss.
And we did say, whoever you are out there watching, it's a win that all of our audience can celebrate tonight. We know that for the very least. So go ahead, please.
2 first-inning homers, Bowen and O'Dowd for Billings.
Wow.
Difference.
So that will put Oakland in a virtual tie for first place at 19-8 with Missoula. There's no tiebreaker because both teams are just at the top of the league. So Missoula has the head-to-head. If it was both teams in second place, it would matter.
Yep.
But right now they are co-first place, co-playoff positionals, and that means they are both now a half game ahead of Idaho Falls, who move up with the Ballers tonight, and the Rocky Mountain Vibes, who drop down below to half a game out. So the Ballers make their way back into a potential playoff spot with 19 more to go or 20 more to go after tonight. It should be 20 more to go after tonight. 3 6s, which makes 18, and 2 more. 20 more games after tonight in this playoff race. Oakland Ballers, I said that 30 wins in the Pioneer League should be enough to get you a playoff spot. And right now, that would mean Oakland would need to go 11-9 in their final 20.
It's gonna take more than that.
It might take more than that if they just go 11-9 in their final, because the parity in the league this year might be at an all-time low.
It's crazy. 30 and I'm doing that. 30-18 would be their record.
Yes,
if they did that. And 12 games above 500, not enough, we would have guessed at this point for a playoff spot.
We will see, but we will see you tomorrow. And an earlier start from our weekday games. Of course, it's a 4:35 start tomorrow, live from Raimondi Park. 4:30 pack time will be the start of our broadcast. We do hope to see you there. I'd like to thank everybody tuning in tonight. I'd like to thank Nevada. I'd like to thank our folks working the board for us, Mike back in our studios, Gavin back in our studios. I'd like to thank Ben and Brendan and everyone else who made this broadcast possible. I'm Tyler Peterson. Once again, the final score from Oakland. It's the Ballers 10 and the Range Riders 6. Have a good rest of your Friday evening.